land lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Hi, hello, and welcome to another Saturday stream. This time it is Saturday the 13th. So spooky, right? Is that how that works? Who knows? Um, yeah, it's day two of the Pokemon North American International Championships. Was watching that for like most of the day. This is my sports, I've decided. Watching people play Pokemon is my sports. Did I miss something with hashtag SpiteGaming? Wonderful question, Keen. Very well asked. Why is the stream titled hashtag SpiteGaming? That is because this game is it and I are enemies now. I'm kind of sick of its garbage. So I don't want to belabor the point too much because I know I'm going to be complaining about this while we play. But if you haven't been here for the whole journey of this, we've already played through the entirety of Case of the Golden Idol, which is the first game in a series of 2 games. The first one's really strong. There's like a couple of like specific moments that I thought weren't like perfect in the first game. Like there's some things that like I missed in my playthrough, and like some of those like not a big deal, but I kind of get hung up on them because like when a game presents itself as something that you can like solve logically, I feel like I should be able to do it because like that's kind of my jam. But like other than like 1 or 2 parts where I genuinely think that like that's kind of like a questionable sort of hint, and I'm not sure that you can like reasonably expect people to get what you want out of that. Like the first game is solid, and the storytelling in particular is really well done. Everything has like a really nice, clean cause and effect. You follow a timeline of the cursed idol, and you see the bad things keep happening to people. And like it's not ever actually made clear if there is a curse, but like it feels like it's heavily implied that there's a curse, and like the story's interesting regardless. But like there's also just really satisfying moments of like pseudo character development, mainly with people like deciding to become villains so that they can possess the idol, and then you see what things they do with it, and then it kind of ebbs and flows in that fashion. It's simple, but it's clean and effective. This game fails like every part of what's good about the first game. And like at first I kind of thought I was being really particular about it. But like the more I've played this game, it genuinely doesn't even like, other than like a passing resemblance to the art style of the first game, which is like kind of overhauled for the second one, and like a similar but definitely not the same interface for the second game, there's honestly very little in common between the two, in my estimation. Worse transition than Cathy Rain 1 to 2? Yes. Cathy Rain 2 is like not great in my opinion, but like it was like disappointing but not like offensive. This game is like offensive because like Cathy Rain 2 is still the same type of game, and it still has the same like characters largely in it. The cast is a little different, but like it mostly presents you with what you would expect the second Cathy Rain game to do. In my opinion, the storytelling is mainly just not as good. So like it was disappointing because I had hoped for it to like step up, take all the things that were good about the first game and escalate them. And it kind of like it's maybe like a little worse. I don't know. Maybe I'm being hard on that game, but I definitely don't think it is a step up from the first one. This game, like, I think I described this yesterday, where like I think that, you know, Case of the Golden Idol, I think was kind of a sleeper hit. It's not like a huge game necessarily, but like from everything I've ever heard, it's like really well respected in like puzzle solving and point and click realms. Like everyone just seems to play that and think it's great, and it's great. I think that if Rise of the Golden Idol came out, no one would give a crap about it whatsoever. Like no one would ever have heard of it. At most it'd be like, I played this game that had a cool idea and was executed badly and crashed like constantly for no reason and ran like garbage. Like there's like, I'm honestly not sure this game does anything well. Like the first game does a bunch of things well, has a couple problems, mostly a great game, really innovative, has like genuinely influenced the world of puzzle gaming in a non-trivial way. Like a lot of games have taken inspiration from it. Like it's clear to me, like after like spending time hands-on with the first game, that is true in a way that like I wasn't fully familiar with until I had done so. Um, th- uh, The storytelling in this game is bad. The characters aren't as interesting. The puzzles are worse. The puzzle interface is fiddly. The game crashes a ton. Like there's just it's just worse. But like now, I mean, I bought the series. I already have the DLC for this. It is my intention to beat this game, but like I'm no longer all that excited to do it. We're on hashtag SpiteGaming, baby. We've done it before. We finished Raincoat, even though like by the time we were like halfway through that game, like nobody likes to play it anymore. But here we are. Don't even get me started on the faces. It's shocking that like I don't know. Who was it? Someone who's not like a super regular, but has like been in the stream a few times, came in yesterday and talked about how much they like the upgrade in the art style. And I genuinely thought they raised an interesting point, where I kind of feel like the art style is in some ways upgraded from the last game, but I think it's offset by how deeply off-putting the addition of character animations are. So like for me, at best, it breaks even in that regard. But like I think I honestly prefer the first game, even for that. That's purely a matter of taste. I'm not gonna try and be super garbage about it. But like they're not great. Yeah, listen. Well, I don't know. I'll let you decide. I'll let you decide, right? So, like I mentioned yesterday, that I've been like watching a bunch of these black and white movies, and what I'd sort of intended to do for today's discussion, which I've already eaten to a decent amount of time with, is I want to give you kind of a synopsis of all these random black and white movies that I've watched, and we could talk about one or two of them in depth. And one of them would definitely be Rachel and the Stranger, because that movie is a hot mess. But it has been the case that the length of what's going on in this game has been escalating, and the difficulty has been escalating, but in a completely unsatisfying way. So like if those of you who are here who don't necessarily normally make it to the end of the stream want to see like a higher percentage of game, or maybe like get to bed earlier or whatever, we could save that discussion for a different time, or we can do it now. And I don't know how far we get in the nonsense we're doing. But like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm prepared for either of those eventualities. We could dive right into the game and just tackle it, and try and power through it more aggressively. I have some sense of satisfaction about my rant already, because my poor mom had to listen to me talk about all these movies all day. I kind of thought she'd be interested in it because like she was kind of raised on like more of these types of movies I've randomly been watching recently, and is also more acquainted with some of the stars. But it also means that like she would have to listen to it twice regardless. I guess it's unrelated. I was watching some of the original Japanese Ninja Warrior from back in the day. Really put in perspective how much American Ninja Warrior absolutely sucks. I have a lot of respect for Ninja Warrior, just in general. It's not really my jam. I'd much rather watch like 10 hours of Pokemon battles, it turns out. Well, listen, how about this? We'll get started with the game early, because it seems like people are generally amenable to that. And if it feels like, if you get the sense that you or I need a break from playing the game, we can visit the list and consider talking about it. Now, the problem here is that the very first step of this is that I'm going to go over to the game and I'm going to click into it and it's going to crash. No, it really still hasn't crashed a second time? Incroyable. All right. Well, I mean, crash count is at 1. Zeculus says, to be fair, I often literally end up watching paint dry. I mean, serious question. Do you actually spend your time watching the paint dry? Or do you paint the small man and then the paint drying is just part of it and you're being funny? Is there some entertainment, or like, do you need to make sure that the color dries correctly or something? Oh yeah, one observation I wanted to make before we started is that I have no idea why this game presents everything like TV guides. That's not the observation. This is a new observation I'm making live. But like the next segment is called The Trials, and boy, that sounds cool, which makes me upset because I know it's not going to be cool. Welcome to the penultimate part. Well, hey, the game, I do appreciate the game being forthright about that. Oh no, chat. We're writing checks we cannot cash. Chapter 4, The Trials, in which mind-bending discoveries are made. Chat, are you ready for some mind-bending discoveries? I, for one, am not. In reality, acrylic paint takes like 20 seconds to dry. I probably should know that about acrylic paint, and yet I don't. It literally just says fiction. I love it. I'm here for it. We gotta do symbols and transfers today. I'm sorry, is this one being attacked by a bird? Feathered Frenzy. A deadly attack at the aviary. Alright. Crash count? What do you think? Is it gonna crash? I wouldn't say that this is mind-bending, but I would ask who thought that this was what we should look at. Do you... what do you... what do I take away from this, do you think? Oh no, someone was making a scarecrow wearing like a pith helmet and some old-timey explorer clothes, and they tried to fill it with jam, and the jam spilled everywhere. Also, they got poop on their shoes. A friendlier version of the birds. I mean, this guy doesn't look friendly, and I think he's trying to steal this man's life jam. What is this nonsense? What a wonderful question, and how well put. This guy's maybe a little friendly. What's his deal? He's simply a bird. I don't know what I expected. That one's a bird. All right, one down. There's some paperwork around the friendly bird. Heron. Oh my god, it's gonna have me identify all the birds, fake and real, huh? That's what we're doing with our evening? What a mind-bending discovery. Can you tell that we're hashtag SpiteGaming? Okay. Heron. Bright plumage and feeds on live prey. Has teeth. Dude, I see herons out here on a regular basis. I ain't never seen teeth. The herons have teeth? They have... When my parents and I first moved to Florida, we were scoping out the neighborhood that my parents like eventually decided to move into, and they had like big bird sized herons just walking around, and it's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Hey Neko, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately you missed yesterday's stream with the like I showed off all the evolution keychains I bought. They're very good. You slept too hard. How's the roof situation? Did they finally finish like they kind of said maybe would happen? Burbs indeed. So many. I have to absorb this information. So heron has teeth. That's upsetting. Grouse. That's my favorite activity relating to this game. Bird is endangered predator status. Hides its eggs in. Hides its eggs in? Hides its eggs in what? Castle Arg? Okay, that's one document. Document 2. The red-breasted. I'm sorry, am I not loading the entire page? Isn't there normally like a bird archetype after a description like red-breasted? The red-breasted what? This heron is known for its aggressive nature. Extremely sharp. Pointy bird, oh pointy pointy, anoint my head. Anointy nointy. Oh no, they're not done with the roof yet? You know what's fun? Saw them putting scaffolding up for the roof for the next house over. Oh, I hadn't anticipated that mind-bending twist. That will surely eclipse anything that would bend my mind out of this game. By the way, Neko, you also missed where last night's stream made me really annoyed with the way this game is handling its puzzles. And I've decided we're hashtag SpiteGaming. We're going to try and get through this, and we will use our sheer force of will. But at least we have all these birds to look at, huh? Just gotta learn how to make a thatched roof and then, like, do that. I mean, I'm not sure that's going to help with the AC situation, although it sounds like that got fixed. Okay, so the red-breasted, nothing. It's known for being pointy. The masked... This bug-eyed, yellow-footed, despite its extremely territorial bushes. These are the worst bird notes I've ever seen. And they're maybe the only bird notes I've ever seen. The death rattle uses its colored feathers against predators, often mimic the sounds and silence as advised. These... Dude, something is not right with the video game once again. Nithilix. These terrifying creatures, where they scavenge, silence is required. These creatures provoking self-defense. God bless America. Like, we're literally already doing blanks, aren't we? This is just like the blanks by another name. Lori. A method of intimidation and prey. Its piercing cries words it has recently heard. As speaking will cause birds to scream. I don't want to cause the birds to scream. Which of these birds you like the most? Like, let me finish reading this page and I'll take in the scene in a way that I have it, and I'll answer that question for you, Neko. Harold, we're discovered in the jungle for bones. Ah, the bones are their money, I understand. As loud noises will set off attack and trigger their trap cards. Okay, hold on. Which of these birds is my favorite? I mean, the birds of paradise kind of guys are a little fun. The woodpecker, I get it. It's a vibe. This guy is not friend-shaped. Do not want. This guy is the best one of this screen. There might be more, but on this screen, friend bird is best. Yeah, far left is definitely the best bird on this screen, in my opinion. Zaka says, I like the one with the giant lump on his head with the jam guy. Nah, least favorite. This is definitely the red-breasted ellipse. Like big toes on the bottom right. I kind of appreciate it like trying to make itself appear large as if frightening a bear. Or the opposite of what you're supposed to do. It's mind-bending as promised. I don't think mind-bending is what we're doing. It's peeving me Morag aviaries. Being a bird keeper is hard. You will have no feathered friends. Can I handle this game? Am I a bad enough dude to finish playing this video game? The bleary-eyed. This excitable bird, it's curious. The flower piercer toward bright colors. Avoid their smoking sign. And this one? Guide to birds. Work, but if you follow this guide, trouble taking care of our. Flower piercer is known for nature. Oh, it's a grass type. May react aggressively, bringing anything neon inside habitat to prevent agitation. I can understand that. I'm a neon fan. Okay, let me look at this man's poop shoes. To shreds. Look at his bush. I'm looking at the man's bush now. I'm sorry. There's a category called triggers that has Friendbird's face on it. Somebody having a stroke writing this? No, I mean, I think Italian is correct in that they're probably half pages, but the way they're presented doesn't make that clear, which is such, like, a microcosm of how, like, the entire puzzle design of this game is. Yeah, some eggs got busted. Oh, is that egg on his shoe and not, like, white bird poop? That's probably it. So he stepped on an egg in the bush and he got dead to death. He's got keys for incubator and aviary. Oh, and he works for OPIG. I assume that will bend my mind at some point. And his pockets are full of seed? Guys, this man is not breathing. And also, his neck is bleeding. Okay. Let me look at these triggers. Nope, not doing that yet. We're not there yet. Okay, good enough. Is that a little bag of drugs? I think it's supposed to be like bird seed or bird feed or something along those lines. Unclear, though. That's all his exclamation marks. Let me look at... This one's also a bird? This one's a bird? Oh, this one has like a Lemurian symbol on it. Decrease, protractor, key symbol that we still don't know what it means. I don't think anything can agitate the brown one. I think he has the temperament of like a slow bro. Of like, he's just not aware of his immediate surroundings because he's moving a little slow at the junction. Rat! I'm sorry, rat! I'm not doing that again. That's really unpleasant. I didn't know. Rat. Bird. I've discovered several birds. Must be an ornithologist. Okay, hold on. There's a incubator. It's on and the bulb is hot. Why? He promised to take care of you. I've discovered another bird. This bird is dead. It's kiwi-esque. She also has a curious bag of illicit substances. And then there's a poster. Overexposure to heat from the incubator could prove fatal. Always remember to check on the eggs after putting them inside. Feels like that didn't happen, maybe. Oh, stop with the clocks. It's like 1:40-ish. Oh, I didn't get her. Declan, what did you do? Hold on. Declan. The one male human being, probably Declan. Wait, is this the whole scene? No. There's also this curious, confusing situation. I found bags of birdseed. My mind is bent. The label reads millet, parentheses, lorry. The label reads black sunflower seeds, parentheses, flower piercer. That's my favorite James Bond movie. Is that a thing? The label reads white bone meal, parentheses, Harald. The label reads corn, parentheses, grouse. More? To the one who stole my heart. Those are some faces that resemble, but are legally distinct from human faces. Aster Phoenix, of course. Everyone's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, like Deuteragonist or whatever. Appointment at 12:30, August 30th. Welcome to Morag Aviary New Employee Guide. Okay. Travel guide, steps for training new employees. This photo appears to be of one of those like weird blob guys that you'd squeeze as a stress toy. And then this one is a bird egg hatching. Over here we have August 29th, new employee starts, safety and handling training at 3 p.m. August 30th, Declan lunch break, 12 to 1:15. This is an insanely weird note. Like, this is a note for the entire department for one day. And then this is like a note for one guy to take a conspicuous, like, hour and 15-minute lunch break with no other notes. That's probably why he's not moving. He needed his heart. Interesting that, like, as he was dying, he took the time to, like, inscribe that on a letter, put it in someone else's locker, and then step on an egg. Feeding schedule. Lori, 9 a.m. Marie and Declan. Heron, Crystal, 9 a.m. Grouse, 10 a.m. Declan. Hatchling, 11 a.m. Not Marie, but Declan. Flower Piercer, 1 p.m. No, this is Marcy. I've read that name wrong like twice. 1 p.m. Marcy. Grouse, 1 p.m. Declan. Harold, 2 p.m. Crystal. I'm missing this. Thanks again for running the incubation station for me, Declan. See you after your lunch, Marcy. What is so special about this man's lunch? What do you think this man had for lunch that required 1 hour and 15 minutes and like the entire department to be on notice? Yeah, I kind of figured you would not be a Declan fan after the minimal amount of information we know about him, Deco. So Declan is bad. This is known. This lady's probably Marcy. Because she seemed to have a vested interest in him handling the incubation station and thus is upset about him goofing that up. Sorry, nobody even gets an hour for lunch for an hour for a lunch break anymore, let alone an hour and 15 minutes. That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy to me. Brother. Okay, so as it turns out, even if we accept that the notes are in halves, it is also the case that there's no meaningful, like, scroll to help us, like, piece that together so that we can access the information about the birds by doing anything other than, like, repeatedly going through these notes, which it may not surprise you to know, I think that sucks. I think that's, like, yet another, like, malicious user interface choice. Okay, so blank heron. This heron is known for its bright plumage and aggressive nature. Feeds on live prey. Has extremely sharp teeth. Yeah, these feel like they match. The masked grouse. Bug-eyed, yellow-footed, flying purple people eater is endangered. Despite its predator status, extremely territorial, hides its eggs in bushes. Alright, so friend bird is grouse, and also apparently evil. It seems as though the thing he's upset about is the eggs, is my sense. I believe that is true. Give me the names. This is the what grouse? Masked grouse. It's my favorite singing competition show. Just kidding. Okay. The other one on here is the red-breasted heron. Has teeth. Only one of them has teeth, and it's the one that has a red breast. That feels correct. The red-breasted heron. Okay. And what makes him upset? What makes him hashtag SpiteGaming? Aggressive nature. He's on live prey. I mean, it just is mad. I mean, that tracks by looking at it, but I'm just going to try to keep that in mind and look for better information. Okay, what else we got? The death rattle. Lori, maybe? Uses its colored feathers as a method of intimidation against predators and prey. Its piercing cries often mimic the sounds, words it has recently heard. Silence is advised, as speaking will cause these birds to scream. So that seems like this guy. The death rattle Lori. I'm gonna put that in for now. That might not be right. Really annoying that, like, you don't fill in the bird names on the one with the bird face. I get it, but I don't like it. The death rattle Lori. Sarah, congratulations. Wait, you have a 450-point doubloon bonus for your 7 stream streak. Does that suggest that they do scale? I'm shocked. You have arrived. Welcome back. You were apparently in New York today? He's sad about Declan being dead. Wait, which one is sad? Declan's the only one who seems sad. No, that's not true. The lady mourning the kiwi bird seems upset. Nithalix Herald. These terrifying creatures were discovered in the jungle, where they scavenge for bones. Silence is required, as loud noises will set off these creatures, provoking attack and triggering their self-defense mechanism. A serious question. We are hashtag SpiteGaming, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm not just mad at the game anymore. But does anyone see any value to this? Is Is this doing it for anyone? The fact that in order to read a sentence about a bird, I have to alternate clicking between two notes after matching them together. Like, does that seem fun? Hey, 3 Sylvie Gamer, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We're playing Rise of the Golden Idol, a game that I've been a little disappointed in because I really liked Case of the Golden Idol, and this one hasn't been as impressive to me. But we got a lot of birds right now. Doesn't seem fun. Seems bad. You know, that's similar to a word I was gonna use. Prefer it if you could move the papers around physically. I'd prefer it if I could have 2 papers open at the same time so I could match them together and at least read them that way. But that's not even an option. If I haven't made that clear, I can't do that. The Morag Aviary's Guide to Birds. Being a bird keeper is hard work, but if you follow this guide, you will have no trouble taking care of our feathered friends. I do have to say that this was really expertly done. Whoever is responsible for this makes me really happy. Being a bird keeper is hard, you will have no feathered friends. Like, that's just, they split that up very carefully. They knew what they were doing. What is the point in movable windows if you can't use the movable windows for this exact scenario? Wonderful question, Zacula. One I'm not equipped to answer for you, regrettably. The bleary-eyed flower piercer. This excitable bird is known for its curious nature. Mother, father, the flower piercer may react aggressively toward bright colors. Avoid bringing anything neon inside their habitat to prevent agitation. Bleary-eyed flower piercer. They don't like bright colors. Seems more like their jam to me. This one seems more like the one that, like, doesn't like noises. Like, this guy seems upset about this bracelet. Well, I don't know. I guess this one's kind of like fleeing from the ones that are talking. Maybe they're upset about that. Yeah, the bracelet is neon. Oh, the bracelet is neon. That's true. It's not just bright colors. It's straight neon. That's a good point. It seems weird for something in nature to have strong feelings about neon colors. But yeah, I think that matches my first sentiment, that it seems more like these ones are upset about sound and these ones about color. These birds also being bright. So I'm gonna say, what is it? The bleary-eyed flower piercer is the woodpecker looking one. And then the last one is like Nithalix. This sounds like a D&D 3rd edition spell. Is it Herald? I think it's Herald. Nithalix Herald is a really bizarre name for a bird. It definitely sounds like something out of a tabletop role-playing game. Okay, so Declan has like red hair. So he's not the guy in this photo. So Moore is the woman in the photo. It's not like the two of them are together. So she's Moore. To Morag Aviary, new employee guide. I kind of feel like Declan is the new hire, partially because he set off this chain of events that caused all the birds to go crazy, but also partially because, I don't know, my feeling is that, like, I mean, I guess he stepped on the bush and then, like, stuff just went sideways. But, like, how did the letters get, like, up on the hill? It doesn't seem like she was up there. Although, give me a second. Not this one. This one? No, not this one. Where was this information? Where was the schedule? This one. Okay. Gotta work this out. So what keys do you have? You have aviary and incubator. So incubator is this place. So this is the aviary. So they should all have aviary keys, huh? But the incubator. Hey, wait a minute. What is this bird? I don't think there's a note about this bird. What is this bird? How do you think a cursed idol will fit into this tragedy? Neko, what a wonderful question. Thank you so much for asking. The answer is it almost definitely won't, because even though this game is named after the same golden idol as the first game, it, like, doesn't matter to most of the plot, really. It's shown up in, like, maybe a third of all of these, like, investigations or whatever that we've done. But, like, it honestly hasn't even been important in most of those. It's been really unsatisfying. So the fact that we, like, don't even see the idol means that this is probably just, like, a footnote on some garbage that, like, someone who looked at the idol once will encounter in a different scene later in the stream. Can't wait to go home to an air-conditioned house. Wait, is work not air-conditioned, Zacula? Did you fix your home air conditioner and then your work air conditioning broke? Can the bird eat it? I mean, it could try. I don't know what's up with this bird. I don't. I feel like I should know what this bird is. I feel like it's relevant to my interests to know what this bird is. This is like 9:40. So this should be Crystal. Presumably. Appointment at 12:30. Appointment at 12:30. An OPIG appointment. But OPIG is like the employer here, yeah? Is that a dead bird from the incubator? That does appear to be the implication, yeah. So I'm gonna say, just by the nature of whatever the backstory here is, the fact that he has OPIG stuff means that he's Aster, which would make Marcy Palmer? Okay, great. Wonderful. Good start. Okay. So, you don't like color. You don't like sound. This leaves this. So wait, what's the thing the colorful bird doesn't like? It's like also noise. So is the idea that he stepped on the egg, which made a noise that pissed off two of the birds, and stepping on the egg pissed off another one, even though it's like slow growing up on the hill? And then the last one didn't like, oh, I guess he was wearing this because this is an OPIG thing. So he just had a neon thing. Yeah, okay. I guess we're already onto events here. Okay, buckle up, everyone. If you haven't been with us for our entire journey through Rise of the Golden Idol, this game is all about the worst game of Mad Libs you've ever played. Hey, Jettlers, welcome, welcome. Found some birds really don't like it when you forget their birthday. You know, what's interesting, that wasn't on the triggers list, but that would have made a really good addition to this puzzle, I think. Okay, so, at the aviary, blank blank blanked. When she blanked, that a blank had blank in the incubation station. You follow? Meanwhile, blank blank entered the aviary where his blank was blanked by blank blank. Following this encounter, blank blank went to blank 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 and blank on the blank hidden in the blank. In retaliation, blank 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 him. His last blank were blank by blank blank, which blank blank blank, which then blank blank blank. So, I was reflecting on this. Zachula says, you know, Vasco, I've really come to hate the word blank. I'm starting to rethink my position on Match Game 76, a game show that I used to appreciate. So here's the thing, right? Like, the first game used the blanks as a means to guide you to look at the scene and piece together subtle elements of like interpersonal relationships and like the broader story that they were trying to tell. It looks similar to this. It does not function similar to this. In this game, they just give you a big stack of blanks and frankly you're just playing Mad Libs. Like, you're not, the thing is that you're more trying to like figure out like which like verb tense fits in the appropriate blanks to like backfill like the nonsense you're looking at so you can like finish this, as opposed to looking at this and having like some sense of what the picture is, but having to like solve a puzzle to reach a point where you understand what's going on. This is the thing I've really been struggling to articulate about like why this game isn't as satisfying as the first one, but like I think that mostly gets my point across. Like, it looks very similar to the first game. I understand that. I was fooled as well. But like after playing through a bunch of these, like it's like mostly just blanks and you're just trying to like guess and check, which is like the exact opposite of what I want this type of game to be doing. I want to like guess as little as possible and have lots of confidence in the solution when I plug it in the first time. And that like almost never has happened in this game, if at all. Okay, so at the aviary. No, wait, at the aviary. Blank, blank, blank. When she blanked, that blank had blank in the incubation station. I mean, I assume this is Marcy. She cried when she discovered that a bird... Okay, this is confusing to me because I thought the aviary was the other scene, but I think this is right. She cried when she discovered that a hatchling had... Am I losing my mind? I feel like the word died should be here. Overheated. You're right. Overheated. Again, though, why? Why not just die? Whatever. Fine. It just, it feels like it so like, for one, I genuinely don't know if the same people like wrote the two games, or even if like maybe it's something as simple as like similar people worked on it, but there's a different head writer or something. But like, it genuinely just feels to me, and I'm not trying to grandstand, like it actually feels to me like the choices in the construction of a lot of these like Mad Lib puzzle things is like more hostile in this game than the previous one, where like choices are made to just make something like more difficult to accomplish, not by way of making the puzzle or the conclusion trickier, but just like making a word choice that makes the sentence less natural, so you're less likely to assume correctly. Psycho said, if I owned a physical copy of this game on a disc, I would shoot it with a gun. I actually hate guns, but I'd go buy one for that. Isn't there is there like an angry video game nerd like that? I don't remember what game it is, but I feel like he did that once. Meanwhile, Blank entered the aviary where his... Well, that's... I mean, that narrows it down. Thanks for the his. Declan Astor entered the aviary where his... Blank was blank. His bracelet was stolen by the bleary-eyed flower piercer. Following this encounter, Blank went to blank and blank on this has got to be stepped on the eggs hidden in the bush. Went to he cried. This says, my dad responds to being upset with physical discs by dropping an anvil on them like a cartoon coyote. I still don't know where he gets them from. I don't either, but I'm intrigued. Let me know if you find out. Says, there's no way. I understand that the writers aren't always going to write the same quality every time, but there's no way the same team wrote this. Right? Like, if anyone wants to look that up, feel free to let me know. But, like, my sense playing the two games is that, like, the people who wrote the first game, like, knew what they were doing. And the people who wrote the second game didn't play the first game. It definitely seems like this has to be Declan. Because it eventually leads to him stepping on the egg. And he's clearly the one who did that. He went to... Yeah, it could be feed. I was looking for one that fit. Most of them don't. Feed. But do we know which one he was feeding? What he has this like beige seed or whatever. So let's go back to the other place. See, the problem is that, like, I don't know enough about what these seeds look like. Is a corn seed just a kernel, or does it look different? I'm not a farmer. I feel like someone might know. Could that be bone meal? God, one of these birds eats bone meal? That's weird. Millet? What do you think? What kind of seed do you think that is? I have a feeling you want to defeat the grouse because I like it. He is the most friend-shaped. Seed type yellow. Thank you. At least we're on the same page there. If we look at all the baggies, corn would be the most yellow. There aren't baggies for all of the types, though, right? Oh, no, this is probably bone meal, right? That's, like, straight white. Unless millet is white. And she's got, like, something really, like, dark. So the lady in the incubator probably has the black sunflower seeds. And the other lady probably has the bone meal. So it's probably corn or millet. Look at the birds again. Grouse or Lori? Yeah, honestly, my gut says grouse. I think it's yellow, and also I feel like that kind of justifies how the pages got up here. Feed the masked grouse. Yeah, I mean, it also ties into the eggs, right? Yeah, that seems right. That feels right. In retaliation, blank, blank, blanked, blank, blank. Blank him. Well, I mean, only one person is dead. probably killing him. His last screams were mimicked by the death rattle lorry, which blanked blank blank, which then blank blank blank. What? So this probably, like, affected Crystal more. What verb do we think? No, wait, no. Agitated the other bird. This agitated... Not the heron. The other one? Yeah, the Nithalix Herald, which then, like, I don't know, attacked Crystal. What? Guys, sometimes I pick up one of these things, and, like, it just isn't attached to my cursor. It's doing something wild. And then, yeah, attacked. So we agitate the bird attacks her. So in retaliation, blanked... Like, maybe also attacked? Maybe also attacked? Yeah, I feel like it's also attacked. Retaliation... Is it the heron? What's the heron's trigger? He's just mad. I feel like it's either the grouse... Well, it's probably the grouse because we're saying the grouse got agitated, right? If it's not this, it's the heron. Okay. The lag means either the game is crashing or I got it right or both. This is, like, way easier than, like, most of the last chapter to a degree that's weird. Also, as stipulated earlier, absolutely no tie to the Golden Idol. The storytelling makes me mad. Also, my mind has not been bent yet. Is anyone's mind bent? Mind bending check? Has anyone's mind been bent by the discoveries of this chapter, the birds? After volunteering in a trial during his lunch break, Declan Astor, a new employee at Morag Aviary, forgot to take his hatchling out of the incubator. Then, while attempting to feed the masked grouse, stepped on its nest. The grouse killed Declan, indirectly agitating all the other birds. Can I ask a serious question? Are you saying this chapter is for the birds? I am. Well played. Serious question, though. What did the incubator bird have to do with, like, anything? It, like, wasn't relevant to that story at all. That just, like, didn't need to be... That whole character didn't need to be there. None of that... That didn't even need to be an email. Psycho says, I'm bending my own mind thinking about tomatoes. Are you doing that by, like, looking in a mirror or something? It sounds really dangerous. Okay, hold on. Let me check this answering machine for clues that'll piss me off later. Research engineer. Subject 37 did not arrive for his follow-up appointment. Another scumbag took the money and ran. That's possible. Either way, we'll need to throw out his research data. But what do we do with the data disk? Oh, man. Whatever this is, it sucks. Alright, give me a new screen. Maybe she was supposed to do the job, but was so distraught the new guy did it instead, and that's why the accident happened. Well, so, like, there was a note in the other room that said that, like, thanked him for taking care of the birds that day and said she'd see him after his lunch, or taking care of the incubator that day. But I just mean, like, in the scheme of, like, trying to understand what happened, like, that bird didn't get a name, that bird wasn't part of the puzzle, that woman wasn't part of the puzzle, or any of the activities that happened. Like, I don't know, man. Backstage drama. Pandemonium at the Stardust Variety Hour. Alright, now you're speaking my language. This seems like a scene I could like. I probably won't, because I know what this game is like, though. Let's see if the game crashes. I've clicked once. Shall it crash? weird vibes, but okay. Let me look at this guy, Cue Card Man. Jamie would have stolen the show if he could have used knives. This is more good stuff for the blooper reel, though. And if it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent those years at college. General notes. The ventriloquist and the magician each surprised me, but not in the way I expected. Funny clips for the reel. Lily was a no-show till the jugglers act. Record malfunction. Sticky valves. Ballerina freakout. Multiple exclamation marks. It's the party episode of Widow's Bay. How dare you insinuate that anything that this game could put together would be anywhere near the party episode of Widow's Bay? One of the best episodes of television I've like ever seen in my life. I really like that episode. Nico says immediately don't like this one. No birds and no dead bodies. Well, we haven't looked everywhere. There might be a dead body. There's at least like half a rabbit. Let me check this camera first though. M. Bergen's production team. Looks like it has taser cords on it. No, I'm just teasing. I'm not actually upset. You just know that I really like that, and you also know that this game is not gonna do anything as good as that very good episode. That's all. Okay. Lily Bell, sweetie, you've showed up one act too late. I'll kill Vilmar for this. Should have broken his bones as well as his heart. That seems extreme. Is everyone okay? Does the guy with the blue v-neck have a hole in his chest? I think it's like a tattoo. It looks like she's drinking like Klaus Cola from American Dad. It's upsetting to me that this is one of the most normal human faces this game has put on display. I can't interact with the rabbit. This guy lose an eye? Atharv won fair and square. You don't like something? Talk to Mitchell, the producer. Order of contestants. Cameron Flake, Nola Rockow, Jamie Albright, Regina Littlemore, Vilmar Bellboy Prado, Arthov Reddy. There's a blonde lady at the drive-in who had a relatively normal face. You mean the young cosplayers opposed to the older one, right? I know the one you're talking about. There are so few normal faces that, like, you can pinpoint them that way. Okay, second note. I can't help but notice we are competing against a previous champion. We already know the judges like her act. She'll be a shoo-in for the grand prize unless something goes wrong. Shouldn't the rest of us get a fair shot? XOXO Cam. This lady's reach exceeds anyone's grasp. There's a lot of arm going on. First the record, then a surprise act. The whole show must be rigged. I performed a flawless once. Aight. Yo, you gotta chill. Bunny ran on stage during my act. You don't see me whining. He got a green medal. Psst, Vilmar. Could you tell the little dancer that I only switched my act because someone took my soda? Stardust. Plus or minus $25,000. Pay to winner. He also has a neon wristband. So, like, just to be clear, for those of you who haven't been playing along at home, the fact that we have, like, 2 wristbands in this chapter, and they have, like, a vague correlation to the idol, this is probably as close as we're getting to a relevant idol connection. That's, like, for real. For real. Not for play. Sweet biscuits, Cam. That's delicate. A small bite mark on his hand, as well as lone... Well, it's supposed to say wolf, but it said something else. Nola. It said Nola, which is like a contestant's name. I would have won if they hadn't put me as the first stinking act. All that work wasted. I thought he was a burpist. I thought he was a burpist. I thought he was a burpist. Gang, can you help me out? Can anyone translate that from Golden Idol to English? Is that anything like a cooker? Like a kook? Okay, empty cage. Juggling balls. Props table don't touch. Someone send in the trumpet. The trumpet. Huh. Stardust Variety Hour winners of yesteryear. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. There's been a sudden outpouring of complaints about allowing previous winners to compete in the Stardust Variety Hour. We assure you that SVH is a fair contest with no possibility of skullduggery. Continuing to harp on this will result in you being released from the show. Your host, Dante Longo. That's a good fake name. This has a really similar energy to the last chapter where there was a thing that was like, we understand that your boss is openly alcoholic at work, but it's considered poor form to point out to him that he is an alcoholic. And as such, there will be no ramifications for his actions. We're already pretty close to having all the ding-dang dongles. No weapons on set. Okay. And then this. Original placements. Burping recitation of every ASH president. Thought he was a burpist. Instead of original dance. Second, meet Mr. Vlad. Third, implausible forces. The Pauper's Waltz from La Femme Ennuyeuse. Howlin' Wolf Blues. The remarkable Lily Bell. Echo says, oh my god, Vasco. I googled burpist to see if there was a definition I didn't know of. Google gave me it could reference blank who performs blank acts from Case of the Golden Idol. That's funny. First off, that's funny in general. Second, as Utillers points out, that is technically the wrong game, as this is the sequel to Case of the Golden Idol, Rise of the Golden Idol, which is, it's all very funny. It's not good, but it's funny, you understand. Okay, hold on. We got rankings, we got names. This is gonna be a tough one. Who would have stolen the show if he could have used knives? So Jamie is the juggler. I don't know who the juggler is. So, okay, these are final placements. These are final placements. Mr. Vlad, Lily Bell. I mean, this lady clearly did the waltz. Does that help me identify her, though? Just really unpleasant to behold. No, I understand that you just copied what the text was. I'm not attributing that mistake to you. It's just, as Jatillers points out, like, Google AI tried so hard and it can't even get, like, basic fact right. And by try so hard, I mean, does it really? Right, Lily Bell is the rabbit. Which means that the magician got lastest place. Right? The record is for the waltzer, and it has been scratched. Like someone, like, knifed through it. I'm not sure where to start on this one. That doesn't help. Arthov won fair and square. Okay? So Arthov did... Oh, Arthov is the guy who's hiding, because he changed his act, and he had to change it because he lost his soda, and he was a burpist, and he did a dance. I kind of like the music. Look, I said a nice thing about the game. This is going to be a real hassle. First the record, then a surprise act. Show must be rigged. Okay. Gotta chill. Rabbit came on during my act. And you said You showed up one act too late. Sweet biscuits, Cam. That's delicate. All that work wasted. I thought he was a burpist. This is a real... You know what? My mind might be bent by this sentence. Not in a good way, not in a way I expected, but like, I feel like I have suffered psychological damage from this. Are we willing to call that phenomenon having my mind bent, do you think? You decide. I think this guy is Vilmar. Do I have any evidence? Here's what this guy is the host, yeah? I think he's Dante Longo or whatever. What happened to his eye, man? So what's he got on him? Nola Rockow. Omar Bellboy Prado. So that would mean you're Arthov Redim. And I think this guy is Vilmar Prado. Because he seems to be the only person within earshot of the guy whispering to Vilmar. So I think he's Vilmar Prado. And this guy seems to be talking to the orange hair polka dot individual and calls them Cam, so they would be Cameron Lake. So who went... So, the only other act that strikes me as possibly corresponding to this guy is Jamie Albright, which would mean that the magician is Nola Rockow, because the rabbit didn't show up during her act and showed up during the next one. And this guy says the rabbit showed up during his act. Pretty sure that is correct. Weird spelling of Jamie, but okay. There was a rabbit. There's like a rabbit visible under all the various windows I have to manage to get anything done. I really think that the game is trying to insinuate that the guy who's managing the camera is like also the producer. And I can't emphasize enough to you how absolutely insane it would be to assume that. How absolutely little sense that makes, like, at all. So that leaves you as Regina Littlemore. And this guy is like Mitchell Bergen, I think. Great. Okay, good start again. Got the names. Rankings. Should be a lot easier with the names in place, I think. Brother. So, can we talk about the hitbox? Like, look where my mouse is and look where the box is, right? Like, I clicked directly on his name and went to drag it over to here, and it's like way off course. Why? Why it be doing that sometimes? What goes in that space then exactly, if not a name? Oh, I see. The burpist one. Vlad. The ventriloquist got second, I believe. Because this person has a medal, and they said that they would have won if they beat the burpist, who's the guy who won. So Cam is the one who complained. So Cam probably did the crimes, huh? By the way, the rabbit's over here. The rabbit's over here. Perhaps it's a school theater production. I mean, it seems plausible. Bring this back up. Implausible forces. Implausible force. Like, this guy has the third place thing. He is... I don't know what he does. Jamie Albright. Rabbit came on during that performance. Remarkable Lily Bell. So last place is the magician, because the rabbit didn't show up. Fourth place is the ballerina, which leaves us... The producer should not be... Well, I guess these may also factor into the other thing. That leaves us with the juggler. Wait, what's the thing he says about the juggler? Jamie would have stolen the show if he could have used knives. So yeah, I think he's third? Is that plausible? It's implausible, which is perfect. It's just what I want. Which leaves the musician, which, yeah, I think that's right. This guy with the sheet music. Yeah, okay, great. Another one bites the dust. Events. God, the difficulty curve of this is ridiculous. Like, everything last night was, like, fairly torturous. And, like, everything here is, like, really... Maybe, like, different people wrote each, like, chapter of this game. And whoever wrote the last one is, like, a sadist. At the talent show, blank blank blanked the blank sorry. At the talent show, blank blank blanked the act of a previous winner, blank blank by blank a blank using blank. Meanwhile, blank blank blanked blank blank from the blank to blank blank blank's act. In retaliation, I am very sick of this sentence structure. In retaliation, blank blank blanked a blank into the blank. After the broadcast, blank blank blanked blank blank believing the blank had been blank. Any questions? Okay, at the talent show, Knives guy, who is the juggler, who is Jamie, I think. I mean, Cam is the one who's, like, talking about sabotaging another act. Or, like, implying it. Kill Vilmar for this. Should have broken his bones as well as his heart. So I get the heart thing because he has the tattoo that he had to fudge over her name. Like they were a couple. So we're saying that Vilmar took the rabbit? To broadcasting blank on TV? Well, luckily this isn't not for broadcast. Otherwise, full-on scandal, right? It's a full motion video game that's in my Steam account, thanks to Demolition. Shall play Cards Against Humanity after this. Why? Because of these blanks? After the broadcast, I think the idea is that
to get to Bone Town.
The show just ended, and she, like, attacked the host.
Did someone say birthday?
Did someone say birthday? the show had been, what's the word that she uses? Staged? Rigged. Feel reasonably good about that. That's kind of happening now. At the town show, blank the act of a previous winner. So the previous winner is that same lady. What's her face? You know the one. You know her name. You know it. Previous winner, Gina Littlemore, by scratching a record using knives. Which makes me think it's the juggler. But I'm not sure about that. Just like the ventriloquist was talking about trying to get a fair advantage. Okay. I mean, sabotage. This also, in case it's been too long since this has come up, because this was actually a problem mainly in the DLC of the first game. Really hate when like they're just sort of like sabotage, scratching. Like this nonsense makes me livid. There was like one case at the end of the last game that like literally had like 3 forms of the same word, and I was like, go fly a kite. Just fly a kite off a cliff, never come back. Meanwhile, blank from the blank to blank's act. That one definitely sounds too hot for TV. In retaliation, blanked a blank into the blank. I don't know, like, at some point someone stole a soda, yeah? I don't feel like it fits any of these blanks. Basco, would you ever go paragliding? No, next question. No, not close. Absolutely not. Listen, I'm going to put Jamie Albright down as the culprit for scratching the record because of the clear implication that he is the one who possesses the knives, even though I don't have motive. I think it would be overthinking this game's contributions to society to suggest otherwise. Meanwhile, blank. From the blank to blank's act. What? No, got it. Released. What's the name? Lily something? Lily Bell? Lily Bell. Released Lily Bell from the cage to. It's just sabotage like 6 times. Sabotage Nola Rocco's act. That's why she says she will kill him. In retaliation, she blanked a blank into the... What? Wait, what? So meanwhile, so that's Villar Prado, who I think played Fez on that 70s show. Maybe after he won the school talent show, he was voted class onion. I think it's possible. I think there's a lot of superlatives you could win by just participating in the nonsense variety hour. Retaliation, blank into the blank. She poured the soda she stole into his trumpet, even though I don't see evidence Oh no, it is orange on... It is orange. Okay. That's a choice. Retaliation. Nola, Rocco, poured soda. I gotta be honest with you. I think the game is broken. Hold on. Have I done something wrong here? At the talent show. I mean, the first one could be someone else took Jamie's knives. It's just not clear to me how I would know that. They... Sabotage is definitely right there, I feel. Previous winner, Regina Littlemore. She's the one with the really grotesque face that matches the winner's board and has corresponds to her number corresponds to the record, so like that feels correct. Meanwhile, Vilmar Prado released the rabbit from the cage to sabotage the magician, owner of the rabbit. In retaliation, the magician poured a soda into the trumpet. After the broadcast, the ballerina attacked Dante Littlemore, believing the show had been rigged. I don't know where more than two of those could possibly be wrong. Well, hang on. That's not true. No, wait. This. That's some hitbox fiasco. I've been got by that before. Dante Longo. Believing the show had been rigged. At most, I feel like a different person could be responsible for using the knives on the record. I cannot imagine any other part of this being incorrect. Maybe this game wants Cameron as one of the culprits due to his note. So the trick is... yeah, I think you're right. The problem is that still won't solve our issue, but I think you're right that... I think what we're supposed to take away from this kind of confusing sentence is that even though they go out of their way to make the implication about the knives, that Cameron is responsible because... Well, no, because Cameron thought they were a burpist. They would only sabotage the record if they thought they were a dancer, right? So, what if anything did Cameron sabotage? Like, I wouldn't have immediately pegged the magician for pouring the soda, but, like, it specifically says in retaliation, so I feel like it's got to. But this also reminds me of this note. Lily was a no-show until the Jugglers Act. Okay. Record malfunction. Okay. Sticky valves. Okay. Ballerina freakout. Yeah, I mean, that all seems like it corresponds to what I've put in the events already. Do we have a read on where the knives are at all? I don't see how this wristband factors into anything right now. The note he sent is to the host, and the host like wrote something on the board that was like, stop asking or you'll be disqualified. I agree with you that like Cam has motive, but like I don't see evidence like other than the fact that like all that work was wasted. But like it also specifically says that Cam thought the guy who won was a burpist. And the sabotage that is unaccounted for is sabotaging music. If you thought they were a burpist, why would you mess with the record? If it was the other way around where he was a dancer and had to change as a result of that, it would make sense. I mostly don't like Cameron's face. That's objectively true, but also not pertinent at the moment. Or the use of the word burpist. That's valid, again. No possibility of skullduggery. Answer only switch my no weapon. No weapons. No weapons on set. So even though we're talking about the knives, that's a red herring. And even though and perhaps specifically because this doesn't make logical sense, the sharp thing that was used to sabotage the record was Cameron's puppet that has weird vampire teeth. Literally doesn't make sense, but that's how this game operates. Where do you draw the line between a red herring and blatantly lying to the audience? I'll be honest in that it's often a thin line. I think like in a logic game like this, red herrings have to be used very carefully, and I feel like they're often not. This is a case where like it's not especially egregious, but like mentioning the knives like feels borderline. It's clearly unhelpful. You solve the scenario. Due to their past relationship, Vilmar decided to spoil his ex-girlfriend Nola's magic act by releasing her bunny from its cage. In retaliation, Nola stole Arthov's soda and poured it into Vilmar's trumpet. Because Arthov couldn't belch without his soda, he changed his act to a dance, which surprisingly won. How embarrassing is it for the entire rest of everyone that, like, he won with a talent he didn't expect to perform? Got two more, huh? We'll see about that. Sorry, let me look at this clock. JN identification of time frame settings to the unnamed device. Lens 1, 0.020 hours, or 1.220 minutes. The donut button? Round to 1 minute? Donut button, Sam and Max? Do I have that on here? I don't think I do. It's still technically tied to a currently inactive channel point redemption that I leave locked up for Halloween. But, like, how unlikely is it for this game to arbitrarily reference a donut button? Lens 2, 25.059 hours, or 1 day. Lens 3, 71.627 hours, so basically 3 days. Lens 4, 721.893 hours, just say a month. No need to get so specific, Jack. Also, you haven't submitted a name yet. Quit stalling and get on that. Man, I'm just not gonna like it. I just know I'm not. Wait. We just did the talent contest with this image as its image. How is this? Spiel dance. Arthov's winning act. We're dialing in? We're doubling down? It's the same case? Is your mind bent? Nope, someone is watching at home. That's weird. I know what I'm seeing, Uncle. How did this foreign fool learn an ancient spiel dance? They take months to master. Would you say he's a Spielberg? Oh, at first I was thinking this is the hippie lady, but it's not. This is the lady who rightfully won the statue in the auction before the murder happened. She's some sort of, like, foreign Lemurian dignitary. There's 7 spots. What is this chapter? Esco, the game has declared it treat time. I've definitely had my allotted calories for the day. Even though I've been good about getting exercise in, I don't have any treats. I thought, age 39. Watch his dance, though. Is this a treat? Are you enjoying his dance? The music is so ominous. happily eat the donuts for you. Just need the donuts sent my way. Do you have access to a late night donut place, Neko? They're not everywhere. God, this whole case is just these tabs? Triangle. Oh. I have to de-interpolate his dance. I have to interpret the interpretive dance. Wow. This is gonna be a mess. In Spiel Dance, opposites of common words were conveyed by reversing movements of their counterparts. This seems like it's... this idea is cool, but this is a great example of why this game doesn't work well for me. Is like, this idea actually sounds fun. This interface makes me dread trying to do this. Because I'm going to have to, like, keep trying to, like, look at the book and look at the video, and I have no control over what part of the video I'm watching. I can't, like, speed it up or replay a part or anything. And I have to, like, toggle between, like, 4 different, like, book pages. In ancient Lemuria, philosophers postulated that various parts of the body housed particular character attributes. Spiel Dance reflected this belief. This hand shape, when held to any part of the body, referred to that accompanying attribute. Why is the stomach evil? Why do I feel attacked? Strength of the knee, curiosity of the foot, obedience of the shoulder, knowledge of the eyes. That one's relevant because I see him doing that. Lower body stances. Perhaps one of the most curious aspects of Lemurian spell dance was the relationship between some lower and upper body movements and its effect in establishing grammar. This opens the door to many interesting possibilities. It sounds dreadful. One foot stance invoked the plural form of the word. Sitting cross-legged added a definite article. I don't think he ever does that, right? Oh, thank Cripes. Look what they did. Look. I have control over the interface. A thing I absolutely was certain that they didn't do at all. That's very helpful. This still kind of sucks, but it's like playable. Shout to see Arthur performing an ancient spiel dance. The dance translated to... That first one is knowledge. Both feet, not the... Arms together, knees weak, mom's spaghetti. Shut. But which... He goes straight from knowledge, shut, to... I think that's just shut, even though it's technically not correct. Because he's going from this to this, instead of this to this. I still think we're calling that shut. Oh no. He's doing the arms after, so it's open. It's this, and then it's like really briefly, and they're not far apart like in the other picture, but I think that's open. Or opens, I guess. Because conjugation. It's bedtime, Neko. Well, good night. Best of luck with the roof thing. I was hoping it'd be resolved, but the scaffolding next door is disheartening. A real slider. Yeah, an honest to goodness slider. Not those audio sliders filled with deception and lies. Neko also leaves us with, each moment of this game you watch is another moment where you're not trapped in a silent dinner. I mean, that's an interesting perspective. I don't know. Listen, I'm not married to the silent dinner. It doesn't offend me nearly as much as it upsets Zacula. Everything doesn't resume until Monday. That's good. Is that consistent? Like, weekends are off? Look at him stretch. Big stretch. It's none of this. It's not this. It's not this. I mean, it's pretty close to forbidden. That feels like it fits the sentence. What do I think that is? Is that one move or two? What is that? Door? Oh, but he's on one foot. Doors. Beware. Vampires, I assume. Could literally be vampires, but I don't know if that's what we're doing. Oh, he's pointing to... evil. I think that's evil. But he's on one foot, yeah? Would we say that's one foot? No, I think he's just turning. It's leaving the ground. There's no plural of evil. Got it. Okay. Beware evil. He's on one foot for this. And what is he doing? Fool? Objects and creatures? Evil fools sounds right. Who? Oh, which direction is this going? Give or steal? Seems like arms open and then closed. So I'm gonna call that steal. What? What's that? It'd be really funny if it was food. Wouldn't it be really funny if it was food? Like, just a really ominous message, and it's like, just don't let people steal your food. For some reason, this one feels really hard to me. I mean, it's a little like keys. I guess if you extrapolate the angle... yeah. But it's keys plural because his one foot is up again. I hate to say it, that was actually fun. I didn't think that they would give me a useful enough interface for that not to take me like 3 hours, but they did. And I kind of like that. I feel like you could almost do like a Chance of Senaar style game with like body language or something. I know, Zacula, I'm surprised too. Mumadi da Silva recognized the distinctive movements of Lemurian spiel dance from her uncle's book and was bewildered by Arthav's knowledge of this ancient tradition. It's a lot of people's favorite scenario in the game. That doesn't surprise me, considering that at this point I'm pretty sure I've played the majority of at least the base game, and most of them have made me mad or given me an apathetic response. It's unsurprising that that short, interesting, well thought out segment with unique controls is considered popular. Contains useless information. Luckily, I don't have a hat that says this on it, but you know that I would probably wear it. Contains subject 37's memories. Oh, don't make me go back to chapter 1. Progress. Definitely the best of what I've seen tonight. Definitely the best of the game so far, in my opinion, Neko, for sure. Complex. A high-rise tragedy. This one's another fan favorite. That's exciting. I mean, honestly, overall, this chapter has probably been the best so far. Like, the talent show was relatively fun. The bird thing was, like, more straightforward and interesting than a lot of what we've played. Like, chapter... What are we on? We're on 4, right? The one we did last night really sucked. Like, almost every part of that was bad. I mean, yeah, this actually looks pretty interesting to start. Okay, picked a weird place to start. Hesper Towers Resident Directory. Winthrop, Sawyer, Nakana, Ozola, Wright and Steenson, Bird, Knox, Colmes. Combs Laundry. Opportunity to earn. Participants needed. Research study starting on Monday the 20th. Same day cash payout. PSA, if you're going to be indecent like Cheyenne, at least close your blinds. Crossed out in red. This is harassment. Spoken like a real Cheyenne, you know what I mean? Contains subject 37's memories would be an awkward thing to put on a hat. I don't know. I'd probably wear that one too. It's even more esoteric, but yeah. I ordered a package that hasn't shown up yet. If it got delivered somewhere else by accident, please let me know. That happened exactly once at my old apartment building. And also, that part I ordered to fix my, like, other identical office chair, like, they gave me no notice or update after, like, 7 business days, and it was, like, supposed to be delivered in, like, 7 to 10 business days. So, like, I called yesterday and was like, hey, I haven't gotten any update on that, and it should be here, like, pretty soon. And, like, the woman I spoke to was basically like, no, it's fine. And then, like, at midnight, I got a shipping notification saying it'd be here tomorrow, and I'm like, that seems suspicious. Thanks to everyone who attended the picnic. Photo. I assume I will attribute everyone's names to this. There's a bandaged finger on the lens of the thing. Sorry my son and I couldn't make it. That's weird because that's like a full sentence, but it's clearly obscured by the photo. It's like that one that's like, being a bird friend is hard and you will have no real friends, or whatever thing it said. Spencer and apartment B4. I don't know which one's B4. And their faces. Okay, putting that away. Not an ideal place to start. Patience, patience, patience. Zacula, tell me your feelings about this character model. Stain out of here. Great for blood, grass, and other tough stains. Ernest.
Did somebody say birthday?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Ole!
I think this guy's name is Ernest, everybody. Either that or he did an act of violence greater than stabbing to earn Ernest's knife away from him. So he's trying to get a blood stain out of his yellow shirt. And his name is Ernest. Got it? Watch it. Out of my way. I might already be too late. Oh, hey, check it. Hey, Sarah, look. It's the person you wanted to meet, probably. It's a Polaroid of a woman changing, taken through her window, and then someone took a bite out of it. Hey, Funny Godmother, welcome to the stream. We're playing The Rise of the Golden Idol, sequel to The Case of the Golden Idol, a vastly inferior game. May already be too late. Seems dramatic. Obviously, she's part of OPIG. Sarah says this was taken from my wallet. Okay. This is an interesting scroll. Gonna put this away. Going on in here. Police chief going on a date in his own apartment. Oh, this guy. He took the photo because of the bandage. Oh, it's a mess. Haha. I'm sorry I didn't have time to cook a fancy dinner. It's a really nice place. I'm jealous that you and Lavona live so close to the ground. She's as close as any human being in this game has come to being cute. They're having a succulent Chinese meal. Protect and defend. The security guard creed. It's a little more efficient than faffing about as a creed, I'll be honest. You don't take bites out of photos of women that you obviously obtained legally. I don't have like a lot of precedent for that, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna abstain in memoriam of Velox. Kai, remember to take out the trash Tuesday evening. Don't make me do it again. Is it Tuesday? It's 7:15-ish. Kai is the son. And the dad is doing it, is what it looks like to me. So, give me the names. It's weird that this looks this way. It's jarring that this is different. Give me Kai. Wait, I have to see him in person in order to be able to place the name. Understood. Clearly need more photos. I mean, I need to meet more women, but I'm incapable because I spend all my time in my house and I don't like people. And not to be terribly cliche, but the good ones are like taken or whatever. I don't know. That one egg was what? 20 eggs? Been there, ma'am. The aesthetics of your games keep getting weirder. This game is known to be unpleasant to look at, much like Disco Elysium and others. Yeah, I won't argue or try to defend that. This is bad. Oh, no. This guy was trying to make a sandwich with his jam gun and he made a mess everywhere. The man has a bullet wound in his temple. Like of the Lost Ark? Everyone knows it. The world is better off without me. Yikes. Big yikes. Big ol' yikes. Chopsticks to get the bullet out. Wuxia Noodle House. Also an OPIG individual. Poor guy fell asleep before he could find his bread. I know, what a shame. It's gonna ruin his snack time. To fall for such a thing. Wait, what's the quote? Like a measly crust of bread or something? Darkest dungeon? Something like that? Now you're in the final stage of your Can Leon prep. Well, good. Best of luck with that. But yeah, I don't think you'll need it. Kitty cat food delivered to Spencer Wright. All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb. This guy might be Spencer Wright. I'm pretty sure this woman is chasing to get him. Hold on, the answering machine. This is a nude egg I got from my video game. I'm not in trouble at all. Wait, it's interesting because you started quoting the bit from the TV show I Think You Should Leave, and then my sister joined chat and made an inference about how weird the aesthetics of the game are. But if you really think about it, that game within that sketch of the show like definitely also applies, yeah? There's this Sea Vasco, everyone has them. Wait, are you trying to attribute Zacula's quote from And I Think You Should Leave sketch to him having photos of women? What are you doing, Sarah? I don't understand the bit. Message from 921 at 6:07. Did you forget our agreement at the picnic, or do I need to go up there and remind you? With violence. 7:13. Hello, sir. I'm calling from the Fremont Pound. We just wanted to inform you that we do not forcibly impound people's pets, even if you are a landlord. Thank you and goodbye. Is that why he took a nap? That cause and effect is wonky. Go outside. Playtime. Playtime. Mommy, I want to play. You heard that loud boom an hour ago, honey. That meant no playing outside tonight. And Mr. Sawyer will be here any minute. Are we doing the TV show Lost? I agree with Sarah. I also keep photos of attractive women in my wallet, and I've taken bites. You phrased that in exactly the way you would, Zacula. That's a very Zacula way of saying that. Although, to be honest, Zacula, I think you're not even making that up. I feel like you should be, but you're not. Also, thank you for watching, Keen. I hope you've been enjoying the interpretive dance and all that. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Apartment inspection is on Tuesday at 7:20 p.m. Pick up after your brat or get evicted. SS. Don't love that in this political climate. Don't love an inspection from SS in 2026, if I could level with you. Okay, this lady, she be smoking. She's also a member of the OPIG. Well, Sabrina, you got dumped and then forgot where you hid the booze yesterday. What a bum a week. It sounds like she's talking to herself, so I'm going to pencil that in, but I don't know that that's true. I don't know how to take that, but I'll take it. Okay, let me put it this way. Zacula, are you familiar with Ryan George? He does the, like, fake movie pitch sketches. He has a certain way of saying things that is, like, a really unnatural sentence structure that is very comedic, that he uses quite a lot. I feel like you invoked that, but put your Zacula spin on it. That's what I think that is.
Picture an egg.
Listen, everyone without wallet pictures can pick one up free of charge at VascoCon. I don't think you should put that out there on the internet, man. People might get a weird idea. Yeah, you should look up Ryan George. Ryan George is great. Got to Great League in my game for the first time in months. Hey, that's awesome. Funny guy. Hey, what a fantastic opportunity, chat. I'm going to be looking at all these weirdos in their hideous visages, wriggling and writhing on the screen for another indeterminate period of time. It's been a while since we've celebrated victories. Tell me all of your most and least trifling victories. Celebrate. It's Pride Month. It's super exciting. I, for one, managed to convince Staples to actually send me the part of my chair under warranty that they were supposed to do. Also, technically, we got maintenance done on my AC system, and they were like, big frown, probably very expensive. And I was like, yeah, but we don't have to deal with that just yet. And now I live in constant fear of the summer. Also, I got all those Eevees. All right, let's look at some more apartments. They're playing a board game. I love to see it. Is this the Cones of Dunshire? It's a hollow threat. Trust me, I saw what happened at the picnic. We don't need to worry about him anymore. Wait, they're playing a board game and yet they're saying some of the most ominous stuff uttered in this game? He has a hand consisting of 2 different colors of cards. Dave did a reading of a play. Is that related to the upcoming? He's performing a play later this summer, yeah? Is that like the first stages of that? How can you be so sure? How does Sonny even know about Darcy? Because he watched the TV show Barry? There's a cat over here. It's not plot critical as far as I can tell. Get rid of the cat or you're gone. SS. Okay, again, not loving the... don't love an ominous threat about a living creature issued from SS in 2026. Is this... This looks like it is some sort of... what was that weird fad in the 90s where you, like, balance, like a stick on a yo-yo or some weird thing? Like devil sticks? It looks like it's a devil stick or whatever that thing is called, but it's like Nintendo Switch colors. The reading is different, but a same theater. Good sign he's working his way in. That's awesome. That's great news. New room. Saturday the 18th, 11 a.m. Go to picnic unless Sonny is going. Understood. Sunday the 19th, 9 a.m. Church. Otherwise day totally clear. I've been there. Monday the 20th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Work. Tuesday the 21st, 7 a.m. Set up new sewing machine. 5 p.m. Game night with B4. Leave early for date with Kenneth. Interesting. This is B4? No. Yes? No. This is B4. Okay, so I think I understand that. So one of these guys lives in the sewing apartment. One of them lives here. It is implied that a second person lives here because the cat doesn't get its own portrait. Aloha to you as well, Cadius. Welcome to the stream. Dave loves me so much, he called in a favor to get someone to pick me up at JFK during a World Cup match. That's big, big favor energy. Anyone here watching the World Cup? My World Cup has been the Pokemon International Championship VGC. I'm so excited, and then the semifinals happened like an hour before stream, and it did not go the way I'd hoped. But I have a clear contender I'm rooting for in the final match that happens tomorrow. Acadius is, and Mexico's doing great. That's good. So many people who came in from Brazil. Football is very popular in Brazil. I know this because they refer to football... I believe they refer to football colloquially as Vasco. And I've gotten a non-trivial number of Portuguese-speaking Brazilians asking me if I like football in Portuguese, in chat, in the past. My sister says, okay, here's my experience of the World Cup, Muppets. Very good. Don't fully understand it, I'm completely here for it. Speaking of things I don't understand, let me look at this game some more. So that was the schedule. Someone. Kenneth, Bo told me about what you did on Saturday. You know who seemed better for a few days, but now he's back to his normal behavior. I don't think you threatening him again will fix this. Regardless, I don't need you to protect me. Too strong? Moving forward, I think I can handle my own problems. Additional sticky note, maybe another night. How to speak and be heard. Oh no, I'm having flashbacks to Widow's Bay. Dire discussions. Dire, you say? Don't know which of the two of them is the dressmaker. Although, I will observe that it almost looks like this couch has been a scratching post for a cat. Quick, Mom will be back any second. Also an OPIG user. Bottle of wine. It's so funny that my sister came in and like said that like the aesthetics of this game are rancid. Paraphrasing, that's not what she said. But the subtext was clearly understood. But here's the thing, is that not joking with you even a little bit, I genuinely think that the character design in this chapter is like much more pleasant than like every other chapter by a good margin. And I'm including like Carrot Nose over here. This is incredible. How did you find her stash? Mom 5'6", Jane 15, 4'11". I mean, presumably the blonde is Jane then. Like, even though like the style is still kind of unpleasant, like I get it, like teenage girl, cute. I don't know. It like accurately portrays the aesthetic it's going for. It's just super stylized. Whereas like a lot of these are just like, look at this like hideous clown nightmare, like existing like it's no big deal. Oh, Katie says an important update. Already the confetti can. My sister said she logged into Instagram and Rosita was talking about the World Cup. I understand the connection. That's unexpected and wild. Pretty sure the World Cup is only Muppets. That seems like a reasonable takeaway. Hey, welcome, Jakey. Just opened 30 packs of Japanese Pokemon cards. Any highlights? Any sick pulls? Charmander tastes like goldfish. Thank you for that very important update. I did specifically ask for that, and it's what I expected, but I got it nonetheless. Thank you for that, Alcadius. For clarification, for anyone who doesn't understand that, which is presumably most of you, that Alcadius posted a photo to our Discord, which if you're not already there, you can join, and it's great. And as an incentive, I'll even post a sad rain cat photo from yesterday after the stream if I remember to do that. And if I don't, you can ping me and remind me to do that. But Alcadius had posted a photo of buying they released like 4 Pokemon themed goldfish packages to, I think they're exclusive to Target. I might be wrong about that. And Alcadius bought Charmander, and I asked what Charmander tasted like, and the answer is goldfish, because they're goldfish crackers, and I don't know what else you would expect, but I was still curious. I'm also being informed I missed the weirder Muppet bit. Left at 4 on Friday to pick up my car from the shop, was confused because the soccer TV in the fancy Pokemon business tower was lady sports commentator interviewing Cookie Monster and Elmo in front of FIFA backdrop. That is weirder and relevant. I saw like a really funny thing on Reddit, I think today, where like people were playing, it goes by a couple names, I don't know what the proper name is, but where you like have a headband that like has some identifying thing as like a knowable character, and like 2 people were playing this game and like someone told them like the characters that both of you are blue. And one of them had like Cookie Monster on his head, and he like was trying to ask questions to like figure out what he was, and like he arrived at like furry creature that like doesn't have legs and like isn't a cartoon, and like his brain like malfunctioned, and it was really funny to watch. It's like, how can that be true? Okay, this is an Always Sunny in Philadelphia crazy board. I've seen the meme. I've only seen like 3 episodes of the show. Whose memories are these? Have I gone crazy? I like the rhetorical question, have I gone crazy, with your own amendment of probably. It's called the Heads Up, if I recall correctly. Is that the name that they call it in DTF St. Louis? Because it's basically that same game. And they do make like a whole big thing of it in that show. Threatened by another resident, afraid for their life? Will they follow through? Attending the picnic? Why? Something about photos. Check lobby? OPIG participant? I mean, they're kind of onto something. This sounds dreadful. It was 106 degrees Fahrenheit today. Jakey, why? Where are... I mean, it was hot enough here that my AC was struggling. But, like... I don't know, like... That was only, like, 90s. Just, like, home in North Carolina? Why was it so hot? That's not acceptable. Make them fix it. More answering machines? 9:21 at 9:30 a.m. This is Marie Westlake with OPIG. We received your call. I'm sorry, Miss Combs, but we cannot divulge the identities of other participants in our research study. Have a nice day. Book? Thursday, September 2nd. I've been unemployed for about 2 weeks and it's awful. Mood, big mood, very relatable. Oh wait, I missed the pull. Jakey got Miltan AR. That does sound good. That sounds like a good pull. I don't like this timeline. It's a bad timeline. No one likes this. Coolest summer you'll ever have again. And that will be true every summer for the rest of our lives. Yay, followed by several sad narwhals. I mean, I regret to agree with you on that, Zacula, but I don't know how to fix it. I figured writing in my diary to decompress couldn't hurt, but I have nothing else left to say today. September 10th. This is so frustrating. No one wants to hire me because I'm a woman. I mean, in this economy, there's so many reasons, but, like, people suck, and it's probably not helping, which also sucks. An interviewer today told me I should be looking for a husband, not a job. And then that's when the murder happened, and no jury convicted her. Am I right? Tell me I'm right, chat. Well, sir, how am I going to pay my rent? Sonny raises it nearly every month. I'd do any job. Well, almost any. Constance offered to pay me for babysitting, but I can't stand her kid. Hold on. New info unlocked? Constance? The one with the child? Monday, September 20th. The hunt continues. I enrolled in a research study today to help me get by financially. Oddly, I didn't have to take any drugs. They just sat me in front of a crystal contraption. It was the strangest experience. But at least they paid me up front. Hopefully I could sleep off these odd side effects. Oh, that's troubling. I think I'm going crazy. I have memories circling around in my head that don't belong to me. I remember details about the apartment picnic, which I never attended. I remember getting threatened with a gun. I remember feeling terrified, but none of it really happened. At least not to me. Am I insane? Or do these memories belong to someone else? A life could be at stake. I need to figure this out. It's not like I have anything else to do. So, Miss Combs. I believe that this lady is Miss Combs. She has an OPIG bracelet. She has knowledge that she shouldn't have of danger. I think that's what we're going for. Penciling it in. Having a hard time. I say that, but like this feels like it will be a fun and satisfying puzzle, unlike so many of the others. Now I say that not having opened the event scroll yet, but we're gonna ignore that as long as we can, and then open the accursed Mad Libs when we get there. So what? Hang on. Kai is the boy whose like face I didn't have before. So I couldn't put him down. SS. I don't know who SS is. Sunny someone, but I don't know which person. The weird thing is that, like, delivered to Spencer Wright. So the only cat in the building is up here. So whichever person lives here is Spencer Wright. But I still don't know between the two of them which one that is. Does Sunny even know about Darcy? Is Darcy the cat? When you're asked to babysit and you hate the kid but you need money, it's not a spot you want to be in, but you understand how it happens. Okay, this is helpful. Well, it's kind of helpful.
Did somebody say birthday?
Did somebody say birthday? Did that actually happen? Combs. Yeah, Combs fits. This lady I think is Combs. This is Combs Laundry. Is that relevant? Why would it be relevant? Why is that name on the laundry basket relevant? Esper Towers. Gonna be indecent like Cheyenne. At least close your blinds. So, she has the photo. Is the photo her? Is that the idea? Is it Cheyenne Combs? I think that's a reasonable conclusion. There aren't like that many other... Huh. Wait a minute. Is the mother of the blonde girl here? Is it the red-haired lady? She's walking around naked with the blinds open? No, I mean, she's changing, but I guess she has her window open. Wait a minute, but the sewing machine... The sewing machine implies that she was in this apartment. Which would mean... Date with Kenneth. Huh. Okay. Okay. So, what I think I have right is that this is Cheyenne, but I no longer think that this is Combs. I think that this lady lives in the sewing machine apartment, and the reason why she's in a panic is because she is on the same floor as the guy who shot himself, and so she looked across the way and saw him like take out the gun or something. Who's not picking up their laundry? I mean, everyone at my old apartment building, I'll say that. Current time is what again? He's like 7:15 on Tuesday. Set up the new sewing machine. Bo told me what you did on Saturday. You know who seemed better for a few days. So you know who is Sunny. So someone at the picnic threatened Sunny. This guy is Sunny something. Spencer is the name on the box, but the box belongs to the guy over there. One of these two. Still not sure which. This guy, I think, is Sunny because he has a voicemail that says, even if you're a landlord, we don't impound animals. So, he is the landlord, which I'm pretty sure makes him Sunny, and I think his last initial is S, and that's why he's, like, intimidating everyone, because he's just trying to be a controlled freak. And we should know his last name because of the directory. He is A3 Sawyer. Which is interesting context. We also, well, Wright and Steenson. There's something bothering me about this. Because there's a note in B3 about game night with B4. I feel like there's two residents in B3. Am I nuts? Landlords, am I right? Oh, you're so right. There's 4 people up here, but it's Winthrop. Well, Constance is Constance Winthrop. And the baby is Winthrop. Oh, but wait a minute. She has more than one kid. Whose apartment is B2? What is going on here? Because, like, the 2 people here, I suspect that this girl is also the daughter of Constance. And this guy is the son of A2, whatever his name is. But then, like, whose friggin' apartment is this and why are we here? I don't know, but I'm skeptical. Oh, hold on. The police guy in A1, his last name is Azola, right? Because this is his place? Because she says, you have a nice place? This is the kind of puzzle solving that the first game did well, that this game is, like, never done before. Azola. That's interesting that she says 2 people live. I guess Lavona must be the Lavona Combe? Because she just is the other person who lives close to the ground, and that's the observation. So initially my thought was that Jane is the blonde because she is in this apartment that, like, has this defining feature of, like, a height chart that lists mom and Jane. So Jane would be the young one. She looks like, you know, like a teenager or something. I will be back any second.
Harrier Dubois.
Oh, we're always playing the name game here, huh? So this photo was taken by what's his face Zola because you can see his bandaged thumb. This feels like this was taken by the landlord, which explains the like unbelievably garbage passive aggressive tone and the angle that he would have gotten.
Giraffe.
So this is a photo of Cheyenne, somebody, that was taken by Sonny. Where'd it go? Sawyer. On. That's actually a really good question. Also, to reinforce that, he does have a camera on his shelf, which isn't interactable, but is relevant. I'm surprised Kim's voice didn't activate Serum. There is a known sleeper agent. Ooh. This lady is Jane's mom, which is why she'll be back soon, because she's just taking a smoke break. And so both of their last names is B2 is Knox.
She's even stronger than my mom.
I mean, if you're talking about lung capacity, maybe. Although that's not really how it works. You don't smoke and improve the strength of your lungs. It's the opposite. The hair color's a little weird. Who's the third person who lives with Constance? This guy, his last name, he's A2. It's Nakana. So he and Kai are Nakana. Now who? Now hang on. The laundry room. Ernest. So Ernest is probably the guy who did the threatening, right? Because he's a scary man with a blood stain and a knife with his name engraved on it. Not to typecast or nothing. Zago says, I could attest to that. Quit 3 years ago. Just the other day, walked up 4 flights of stairs and thought I was gonna die. I'm sorry to hear that, but I am glad it sounds like your attempt to kick the habit is still going strong. So you have one of these in accordance. Hang on. It didn't fire for some reason. The button is indicating that it happened, and it didn't. Okay. Don't know what happened there. That's fine. Ernest. Oh, wait. Ernest. Kenneth? Is Kenneth or Ernest the last name? Nope. Okay, putting that aside. These two are family. They live in this house. Father and son. The time. Kai is the son. I don't think there's much more to gain from this. Still, they haven't retried quitting that yet. Soonish, maybe. Well, best of luck with that. I don't have first-hand experience or anything, but I feel confident that is not an easy journey, and hopefully every attempt will still bring you closer to achieving that goal at some point. There's like a painting or something missing from the wall. Is that, like, important? Inspection is at 7:20. It's currently 7:15, so she's like trying to clean up, and the kid threw mom's spaghetti all over the floor. I also saw a weird Reddit video of a woman who made like a marinara fountain, which I think was like they used like a fondue tower or whatever that thing is called, and then just like poured like ragu sauce into it, and then it was just sort of like billowing marinara sauce, and then she cooked a 4-pound package of spaghetti and like covered her like kitchen island in like foil, and then just put all the cooked pasta on the table. And what's really funny about that is that she just put all the like insane amount of pasta in a pot and just like you know, like cooked it in the boiling water for a while. And then she said, like, I didn't have to drain it at all. There was so much pasta that the water just boiled off. Makes sense though. I mean, it does. It's just, I don't know. I think it's funny. Get rid of the cat or you're gone. How does Sunny even know about Darcy? Okay, listen. I'm going to make an executive call here. That this guy is the one that the cat food is addressed to. I think this guy is Spencer Wright. I'm not, like, fully sure who the other guy is. Brain? Brain, please find the name. It's gotta be on the list. There aren't that many names. Oh my god. And by if we assume that that's true, then we know that the blonde guy is Steenson? I don't know, man. Either that or they're in verse. Might as well just plop them down. So she does not live on the ground floor. It is important to note. It is heavily implied that this is Cheyenne Bird, but I don't know that that's correct. Am I supposed to know the baby's name? What if someone else has the package and it was delivered to the wrong apartment? Good news! Yes! Correct! Sorry, I went through this because I named the guy whose apartment had this in it Spencer Wright, and it's not Spencer Wright because he doesn't have a cat. This guy does. But this guy is the landlord and he doesn't want a cat, and he found out about the cat because the package was delivered here. And I know that this is the apartment that has the cat, but it has two guys in it, so I don't know which of the two guys is Spencer Wright. But I made the executive call it's this guy, but maybe it's flipped. That's where we're at. Oh, Vasco, the thing you said was certifiable. I was referring to Jakey's thing about the sunflower seeds. Did I interpret something you said as an endorsement of the spaghetti table? In which case, it should be. Landlord spilled his jam. I know. Well, he had a jam gun that he was going to use to make a sandwich, and then he, like, slipped and fell. I don't know if the game state is relevant. I mean, we know that one player has all the red cards, and the other player has all the other cards, but I don't know what that... doesn't feel like that tells me much. I think it's, like, implied to be Risk, even though it looks like the Parks and Rec fictional board game Cones of Dunshire. Picnic unless Sunny is going. Church, work. Game night with B4. Leave early for date with Kenneth. Who Kenneth, though? No. Whoa. Wait. No. $7 p.m. Oh, the red-haired lady lives here. Which means that the red-haired lady is Constance Bird. Which means the dark-haired lady is whatever Combs. She's Lavona Combs, because she lives on the ground floor. Now, I should, and that also makes the police guy Kenneth. And by process of elimination, I ought to know the threatening man's last name. And it is... wait for it. Hold on. Holmes, Knox, Bird, Steenson, Zola, Nakana, Sawyer, Winthrop. So he lives in someone else's apartment. So maybe I don't. Is he the father of the baby? Feels like maybe one of the only viable explanations for how there seem to be 3 people in that apartment. He's also blonde and frightening. I'll pencil him in as a Winthrop. Some people are very tall and merciless. Psycho says, I don't think I've ever played Risk, but I feel like Warhammer is like Risk with more rules. Well, I'll say this. My brother has played Risk a lot, and he likes Risk a lot, and I've played Risk with my brother, and I don't know, it's okay. I don't hate it. I don't have super strong positive feelings about it. But he is also like the one other person I know who really plays Warhammer. So there may be some overlap in interest there for you. Okay, baby. Let me go back to this. Sorry, my blank son and I couldn't make it. Issa. So someone who's not pictured and has a son. So that's gotta be, so that makes Issa this guy, which kind of tracks because Issa sounds a bit like a Lemurian name or whatever, and he looks like he could be Lemurian. I don't know. Darcy. Darcy's the cat. That's fake. That's fake news. The baby's name. When did the picnic? This is important information. The picnic happened on Saturday the 18th. So this was taken by Kenneth Azola on Saturday. This photo of Cheyenne Bird. Yeah, that name still applies even though I flipped the person. The lost continent of Lemuria. I don't know if that's like a meant to be a sassy question, Jakey, or if you're kind of remembering part of the case of the Golden Idol we saw. But Lemuria is like, it's not exactly like a lost continent, but like it has sort of like an ancient culture. They're like the ones who made the Golden Idol, and it has like weird properties that people don't know how to replicate. But like it's also kind of like just like a country. Is it El Dorado? It's a little bit like Tir na Nog, I think, Zacula, if that helps. How do I know when this was taken? Because the new sewing machine is set up? I want to say that's true. I want to say it was Tuesday. Is anyone going to get mad if I say Tuesday? Great. All right, the photo thing is done. Feels like not an especially important part of the process, but okay. So who all went to this? That is Ernest and Sonny. And it makes sense for Ernest to possibly be the father here because he's standing next to the blonde lady and the baby, like they're a family unit. The woman or the girl who I think is the daughter of the smoking woman are like both present, which makes sense because they're family, but also they're not together because she's a teenager and your parents or whatever. The blonde guy though. The blonde guy. He went, not the other. I saw what happened at the picnic. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Is there something that indicates one of those two guys went to the picnic and not the other? And what's the deal with these chopsticks? And what about the boy who could suddenly speak Chinese? It's Tuesday, isn't it? I mean, it depends on your diet. If you're eating them sunflower seeds, maybe. You have anything interesting on your person? No. Extremely unhelpful input. She, on the other hand... That makes sense. Play. Mr. Sawyer will be here, except he won't. But that makes sense. The first one again. Forget our agreement at the picnic, or do I have to? Do I need to go up there and remind you? No, that's right, because Kenneth. Bo told me about what you did on Saturday. Bo is the blonde guy's name. Yeah, that makes sense. I just need the baby's name. What's the baby's name? I feel really good about this. I just don't know the baby's name. I don't think you threatening him again will fix this. I don't need you to protect me. That's interesting, because the picnic happened before the photo. So what is the protection angle? I guess just because he's into her, right? Wait a minute. The chopsticks, does that have something to do with the Chinese? Oh, no! This dude straight murdered the guy and made it look like a suicide. That's what the chopsticks are about. He like went up in the middle of dinner and shot the guy and then came back to a succulent Chinese meal. What's the last name you haven't used? Listen, there's a big wall of them and some of them are a cat and I don't know. Does she like address this? Like the thing is the name would have to come from somewhere. You only get the names by like interacting with the world. So like there should be something that mentions that name that like gives some context for like who he is. Towers. And we're gonna package that hasn't showed up here yet. Spencer. Yeah, that's right. Spencer's the I think that's correct. Bo is the one who went to the picnic, so Spencer is
Shall we sculpt some flesh
the
friends
guy on the
then?
right with the red cards. Now why is it you think? Why does this lady have a blue card from the game? I guess because she does play games with them, but why does she have it on her person now? Because she was playing games earlier on Tuesday. Keep them coming. One of these has to be the name of the baby. I don't think it's General Skoonkabe because I don't think he has a military
Wow,
rank.
a crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
No, that was actually like 2 scenes
Tessa,
ago.
also known as ASAD.
No, Tessa is like a scientist, I think, from like yesterday's stream, actually, weirdly enough.
That's Nicholas St. Kringle, the well-known toy tycoon.
More like,
Well-
Boris Crinkle.
Could be Boris, but Nicholas St. Kringle's, he's got like kind of a connection to the children, you know? It's not Ernest, the Lona, Cat, Darcy's the cat, Sunny, Sabrina, Kai, Bo, June, Steenson, Sawyer, Nakana, right? Bird, Cole. Like literally none of these. Wait, Patience. Patience?
Oh my, no.
Where did we get Patience from? Patience listed as a name. Where did that come from? Order the package is Spencer. Is it? Oh wait. Not this one. Not this one. Who wants to hire me because I'm a woman? He raises it every month. Constance offered me to pay for babysitting. Nah, it doesn't help though. I'm employed for about 2 weeks. Westlake, Combs, don't diverge identities. Threatened by another resident, will they follow through? Afraid for their life, attending the picnic. Something about photos, check the lobby. OPEC, have I gone crazy? Probably. cross off this and them. Interesting. I don't think that's super relevant, but I understand what we're going for there. Bo? No, we have Bo, don't we? Don't we have Bo? Yeah, Bo's the blonde guy. He was at the picnic.
Demon Mama Bosco to you.
I mean, well, I don't think there's any demons here. I mean, we can process of elimination, but like, Darcy is the cat, which is one of the only names we haven't used. Kenneth is the police officer. Sonny's the landlord. Sabrina's the
It's past
smoking
Max in a
woman.
time-traveling elevator.
No, but that'd be super helpful right now. I'd be really into that. Kai is the son of the trash bag guy. Bo went to the picnic and is blonde. Jane is the blonde daughter of the smoking
fantastic
woman.
fighting DT man.
No.
Sakura
I feel like you were using a different adjective the last time. Constance is the baby mama, not the baby. Swears the last name and third. No, all right. Jeanson is also last name. Bird. No, so last name. Cheyenne is the red-haired woman on the date. Spencer's the last name, and it belongs to. No, Spencer's the first name of the cat owner. Issa's the trash bag guy. Ernest has knife. I mean, I think it just has to be Patience. I don't know where Patience came from or, like, why I would know that, but, like, that's all I got. I'm glad someone picked up not the mama from that. Because I was thinking that and didn't know how to relay it. Okay, so that leaves us with Residente. So obviously the dead guy lives in the dead guy's apartment. The mama and the baby and the knife guy live in this apartment. The board game club live in the cat apartment. The red-haired lady lives in the sewing machine apartment. Father and son live in trash bag apartment. This lady lives on the ground floor, so does the police officer, and then these two are mother and daughter. Great. Kind of incidental. Now it's the Mad Lib portion. Is that from the show about puppet dinosaurs? It is. That show is called Dinosaurs, also. Tiki says, I'm old. I'm older than you are. Plus, I've acquainted myself with movies from the 30s. So there you go. I don't know what to make of that. On Saturday at a picnic, blank blank tried to kill blank blank. That's gonna be. Just give me the names. Just put it in the bag. Kenneth Ozola. Threatened to kill Sonny Sawyer. However, on Monday, the cleaning lady came because it was a long weekend or something. How long have you been 17? It's an interesting question. I decline to do the math. Watching a lot of Smosh. Really? So you're like a human being who's watched Smosh before. I don't mean that as a criticism. I just know that Smosh is like mathematically really popular, and I don't think I've ever been aware of someone I know like watching Smosh on purpose. On Monday, blank blank the blank after attending a blank. Blank blank also attended and blank the former's blank. This is Lavona Combs, and she received the former's memories, which is an interesting application of the idol we haven't seen before, and like the only interesting thing that's happened as a result of the idol in this entire video game. So I believe the only other. No, that's not true. Multiple people have the bracelet, right? Does someone up there really have it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is just this woman. I know she has it. Just the daughter? Yeah, I thought I remembered that. I want to say she was at the picnic. What is the comment she made? You got dumped and then forgot where you hid the booze. Is the dump thing relevant? Open participant probably. So she has a bracelet. The mother and daughter have a bracelet. It's not clear if this guy had a bracelet, but I don't think so. I think that knowledge came secondhand. You do not have a bracelet. You don't have a bracelet. I'm just gonna say we're talking about the mom here. It's probably one of the mother or daughter. Yogi Bear was at the picnic. Probably. Not that many people go on picnics other than Yogi Bear. Really need this. On Monday, I'm gonna say Sabrina Knox. By the way, this reminds me, like, apropos essentially nothing. I had this thought. So, like, I don't know if anyone else out there's favorite genre of music is, like, dance parentheses gay. But, like, mine is. And so, like, I'm aware of the fact that, like, Madonna is releasing an album, like, the day after my birthday this year. And, she released, like, a weird, like, film trailer video as, like, a prelude to the album coming out, and in it she has an appearance by Sabrina Carpenter, who like did a collaboration with her for a song that's playing on Pride, the gay music radio station I listen to on a regular basis. And the point being that like when I watched that video, it just kind of reminded me there's nothing really unique or particular about the presentation of either one of them in that, but like Is it a hot take to say that while I genuinely like Sabrina Carpenter, I feel like she is like basically like Betty Boop made flesh? She has this like uncanny like platonic ideal of what an attractive woman is supposed to look like. She looks like a Barbie doll given life or something. And I genuinely say none of this to be a criticism, just that like the specific variety of attractive that Sabrina Carpenter is like unnatural. She's a Nepo baby? Who are her Nepo parents? I think that's her intent. I mean, I think it is too, but like it feels like it borders on the occult. It just doesn't seem possible for a person to look like that. She was made in a lab, I'm almost certain. That's kind of what I'm saying. Her aunt is Nancy Cartwright. Wait, like the voice actor, like from The Simpsons? Is that real? Really? For attending a research study, Lavona Combs also attended. I see. On Monday, Sabrina forgot the threat because the idol absorbed the memory and projected it onto Lavona. On Tuesday morning, blanked a blank. Okay, hold on. That's like took a photo of Cheyenne Bird, and the other name in that sentence is Sunny Sawyer, which provoked Kenneth Ozola into shooting Sonny Sawyer for the good of everyone in the building. Hold on, it says 2 or fewer are incorrect. On Saturday at a picnic, Kenneth Ozola threatened to kill Sonny Sawyer. That sounds right. However, on Monday, Sabrina Knox. Wait, is it the daughter? Maybe it was the daughter. Is there a way I would know that? Is the thing? Because I spent time trying to figure that out and kind of gave up on it. Is there a way in which I would know that? I would know that. I might know that because of the bracelet. It's a deep cut. Which symbol do you have? Protractor. That's unhelpful to me, because mother and daughter both have protractor. I thought I was onto something. Don't think I'd mind if she was mean to me. I mean, given the context of the Sabrina Carpenter conversation, I think I feel like I understand where you're coming from on that, Zacula. My sister says, it is to be so scientifically unimpeachably attractive that she can be subversive and get away with it. I'm not sure I think those are conjoined. I think those are both true. I don't know if that there's a causal effect there. Also, like, I think the scientific uncanny attractiveness is new. I saw a music video at one point around the time she started, like, quote unquote, like, getting famous, from like before she was famous, and like she had like a different vibe. Like, she wasn't doing the same like campy Betty Boop existence thing. Is the bracelet a cult? More or less, yeah. It's part of something called the Harmony Foundation, which is like using some janky version of the Golden Idol from the first game to do weird hippie experiments. The campy cutesy thing? Yeah, sure. Close enough. You get what I'm saying. I mean, like, listen. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that the thing that would be swapped is the daughter. I'm gonna double check this. I just wish that there was something obvious that would tell me it was the daughter instead of the mom. I mean, like, the fact that the mom has, like, forgotten something of... no, again, the bracelets don't bear that theory out. Like... I honestly almost feel like there's an error in the art. Do you want to take the house tour? Yeah, no, I do. The house tour is like one of my favorite Sabrina Carpenter songs, and the video is very funny to me. Also, probably my favorite song off her most recent album. Jokes aside, she does kind of infantilize herself a bit in a way that I find off-putting. That's completely fair, Zagulum. And I'm not saying that, like, her weird level of manufactured attractiveness is, like, a standard anyone should strive to achieve. Almost the opposite. Just sort of, like, kind of trying to give name to, like, the phenomenon. So, like, I feel like there's an implication that memories were taken from the mother, and different memories were given to the daughter and to the neighbor. But the problem is, the thing that feels like it would explain that is, like, the evidence would bear that out if the daughter, here, this woman, and the woman running up the stairs had the same symbols on their bracelet. But they don't. The mother and the daughter do. No, wait a minute. It's not the same, it's similar. Wait, what does that mean? Okay, so the middle... I'm going to posit a theory that the middle symbol means, like, mind, or maybe outright memories. Well, Because that would make sense, because, like, the other ones are, like, increase or decrease, like, objects quality. So maybe it's, like, increase, decrease, mind, memory. So this would be increase, mind, memory. Or give, I guess, or whatever. Just slightly interchangeable, vague terms. But that would explain how she got the memory. And she has decrease, but this symbol is different. What is the middle symbol? Even if we accept that, like, weird fragmented key is memory, what does the middle thing mean? Are we playing Chance of Senaar now? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Jakey's in a sassy mood. Not to, like, a problematic degree or anything. I don't mean that as a criticism. But I feel like most of Jakey's comments are just sort of like, waka waka, what you doing there, Vasco? Which is fair. Vasco, do you have thoughts on Ash Nico? No, because I don't know what that is. You're fine, Jakey. Sorry if I put you on the spot. I feel like I'm noticing, like, a vibe in your comments, and I'm totally cool with it. I don't mean anything by it. So she has a decrease, but the middle symbol is the same for her and the daughter, and yet somehow the daughter has memories of one thing, and the neighbor has memories of another, and I don't know what that means. Does anyone know what that means? Do I have enough context to know? There's, like, nothing in the mother-daughter apartment, like, basically at all. Tell me about what you did on Saturday. Back to his normal behavior. Oh, I just realized what this is. Oh, that's sad. She was trying to stand up. She's, like, dating Kenneth and she likes him, but she doesn't like his behavior. But she has these, like, self-help books trying to help her, like, voice her concerns. So she just, like, wrote out a speech to Kenneth, and then she wrote, like, is this too strong? And then ultimately wrote, like, maybe another night, like, because she doesn't feel confident enough to do it. That's sad. I feel bad for Cheyenne Bird. She's my favorite. She and Angus McBain. Based on how you describe your taste in music, you might like Ash Nico. I mean, I'm speaking very broadly about my taste, but, like, yeah, maybe. Like their album Flamboyant. Maybe. The thing is, like, I'm reasonably sure that if I just change the mothers and daughters' names, I'll get the answer. I just want to understand how I'm supposed to get that, other than just guessing, you know? Because it's like a logic puzzle, you understand? I don't think there's anything about anyone's mannerisms that, like, make it clear exactly what happened here. Okay, listen, this is a growth moment for me. I could spend, like, another 20 minutes on this. But instead, not Sabrina, but Jane. Ooh, there's still something else. Or it's a completely separate person. I mean, he remembers what happened at the picnic, so it's definitely not him. What is the deal with the blood stain? I think it's a literal... I think it's a blood red herring. No, wait a minute. It is a yellow shirt. But it's the yellow shirt he was wearing on the day of the picnic. But he didn't do the crime. Why does he have blood on his Saturday shirt? This lady on the roof, someone's grandma? No, she's Jane's mom. Kind of weird to write game night with B4 and not like with the names of your friends or whatever. Scooter time. Isn't this a late scooter time? Isn't scooter time 11? East Coast time? Oh no, it's not blood. It's spaghetti sauce. It's spaghetti sauce. That's so stupid. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Oh, that's right. Scooter time twice. Right. So what is wrong here? Saturday picnic. We know Kenneth did the threat to Sonny because everyone wanted Sonny's behavior to change because he sucks. On Monday, someone forgot the threat after attending a research study. Then Lavona Combs received that memory. On Tuesday, Sonny Sawyer took a photo of Cheyenne Bird, and then Kenneth kind of lost it and killed Sonny. What's wrong here? It's not... If it's neither... Oh, wait. Did I put the wrong name? No, I had Sabrina here before. I mean, it's one of the two of them, right? Study thread, picnic, memories, photo. Well, I think that's right. What if Cheyenne did the killing? I mean, why would he be the one that's nervous? And, like, she, like, can't even, like, speak up to her boyfriend. It seems odd. Although, what about the handwriting? Does that tell us anything? Looks very, like, font-y. Weird thing about that is, if you think about it from a logical perspective, it will only give you a yellow if you're off by 2 or fewer spaces. And I've tried 2 different names here. Sabrina and Jane. And yet they both give me 2 or fewer. What that tells me is that there's exactly 1 space wrong. Right? Isn't that what that tells me? Nothing is logical in this game. That's... I want you to be wrong about that. Oh, wait a minute. Luxia Noodle House. This is the other bracelet I forgot about. Oh, of course. She got the memories directly from the guy. Not from either of the Nox. So it's those two spaces, which is why it's interchangeably wrong. Although, that's odd, isn't it? Wait, what does that mean? What's the message on the answering machine? Did you forget our agreement at the picnic? Oh, okay, the threat here says need to go up there and remind you. So it's definitely Kenneth doing it, and not the woman. Not Cheyenne. What we got here? Noodle House. But this symbol corresponds to her though, right? Yeah. Oh, no. Because if Kenneth forgot, then he wouldn't follow through on the threat. But the fact that Kenneth says, "Did you forget the threat?" He actually did. Sonny Sawyer. That's right. Got there. And had logic supporting every bit of it. Definitely understand how that is also a well-received puzzle in this game as opposed to... It's kind of fun, like, piecing together the whole community, which is, like, more like what the first game was doing and less like what all the rest of the game previous to this is like. Sonny Sawyer, the petty landlord of Hesper Towers, enjoyed making life difficult for his residents. At a picnic, Kenneth Ozola threatened him with violence, and Sonny submitted. However, Opig's research study removed the memory of Kenneth's threat from his mind. No longer scared, Sonny took an invasive photo of Cheyenne Bird, Kenneth's romantic interest, which was the last straw. Lavona received Sawyer's memories, but it was too late to save him from Kenneth's vengeance. At what point did he become, like, a mummy? Like, what is this nightmare? Like, listen. A lot of the depictions of human beings in this game are truly upsetting to behold. We saw this man, and he didn't look like this. Now he's a straight gun-toting mummy. Just like my good friend Silent Tom. Air conditioning. Hey, welcome back to air conditioning, Zacula. Okay, hold on. Project lead. Now that testing is over, we've got to do the important part. Giving the device a name. I say we call it something incredible so that upper management knows we're poised to change the world. Engineer, please don't oversell it, Eugene. At its core, it's an information dispatching optical lens. Project lead. IDOL it is then. Lol lamel. Subject outcomes group B. No show for follow-up, no show for follow-up. Parental consent obtained, no show for follow-up. So, oh, grief. Getting the final bill. Wait, they did the work and didn't give you the bill yet? That's weird. Well, enjoy not thinking about it till Monday then, Zacula. I'm glad it is fixed. I maintain that you should try to barter your painting skills, because then it's like a win-win, right? Here. Dead. Regrettably dead. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's what those symbols are. I forgot about this. Oh, brother. And now we're back to one of this game's most favorite failings. These, like, meta puzzles that, like, require you to, like, go through several loading screens and suck, and I hate them. Contains useless information. Contains Subject 37's memories. I don't know how I would figure that out. Oh, hang on. Useless. No, that doesn't help. Parental consent. This tracks. So, smoking mom gave her memory of where the alcohol was to Jane after parental consent was obtained. The other one was Colm got this dude's memories. What was not you? That covers the building, right? I mean, did this guy get the useless memories of the dance code? Psycho says, quick explanation. I think I've mentioned before how Salem's family on their maternal grandfather's side is this massive family of Armenian immigrants. I don't remember that, but okay. The guy who did the HVAC work is a part of that community. Actual relation unclear. Understood. It's kind of informal, much better price, not free. Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. I was kind of assuming contractor, but I know you said you didn't want to contact a contractor, but I kind of thought you were just sort of being silly about it. But yeah, if you have just a family member doing the work, I definitely understand how you're just sort of and we'll figure it out later. Okay, hold on. Clockity clock. Okay. Give, take, memories, time increments. Okay, this makes sense. I mean, the triangle should be oh, the donut button is 1 minute. That's got to be this, right? Because it's a circle with a circle in it. That one's the donut button. Based on the context, on Tuesday, we got Saturday memories. So that makes me think 3 days? Or I guess she got the memories on Monday and tried to work through them, which is what makes sense of that. Sunday, Monday. Which... yeah, okay. The dot is 1. The triangle is 3. It's using Lemurian numbers. So if the sun on the horizon is day, this should be 1 day. And then the square is a month? Cool. Helpful. Transfers. Data disk. I think that's right. Who else got... how would this guy have come across... no, wait, this guy. We have to go back, Kate. What did his bracelet say? Now that I understand what that is. Like 99.99999% positive he's not actually related because Sam's aunt keeps trying to date him. Okay. I get what you mean. So this guy sent a day's worth of memories to someone else. That's fine. Leave this scenario. Fix the laundry room sink. Oh man, I got a sink thing going on this week. I learned what drain flies are, and I don't like them. So this guy lost memories, and they went to, presumably there's someone in this scene that has a bracelet. Are you familiar with them, Zacula? Drain flies, also known as moth flies? I never encountered them before. This guy gets a month. Yeah, gets a month of memories. But wait. I guess they just used the disc. The disc went to him? It's weird that you can do that to a disc, though, right? It's weird that that guy's involved. Very familiar. So, like, I'd been dealing with them for a while. I'd been, like, seeing them in, like, not, like, huge numbers, but, like, a regular basis. And then, like, this week they, like, kind of increased. And, like, at the same time, the drain was, like, the drain to my bathroom sink was, like, backing up. And I finally was like, I swear to God, these, like, moths are coming, like, directly out of the sink. And I, like, looked it up, and it's like, they're not moths, but they're moth flies, which are also known as drain flies. And, like, if your sink is, like, kind of backed up, that's kind of their jam. They live there, and then they come out of the sink. I'm like, that's horrible! Plague in LA, and also my last apartment. That's so funny. Like, I had such sink problems at my last apartment in North Hollywood, and, like, never encountered a drain fly. And so, like, I assumed they weren't in California. So, like, that's crazy to me. Dump bleach down the drain. I mean, I dumped, like, caustic drain cleaner down the drain. And I only saw, like, one after that. And I don't know if that guy was, like, already, like, lingering somewhere in the bathroom. I hadn't spotted him or something like that. So, I mean, like, I'm going to say that, like, we sent that to this guy. How am I supposed to know what subject he is? Who else? There's gotta be another person who got memories from this guy. Do you think they transferred his memories into a bird? Contains 37's memories. I guess he has to be 37. Oh, and the useless information. Hold on. The useless information. So the useless information was sent to this guy. Also a data disk. This guy is subject 37. Because I don't know who else that would have been sent to. But I need a place to send it. And this has subject 37's memories. And the memories they took from him were the things that, like, you shouldn't do around the birds, or they'll all team up and kill everybody. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about that. But I think that makes sense. But how do... Where... Oh, this thing, yeah? No show for follow-up 37. That tracks. Red hair. Tracks. Trackety tracks. No show for follow-up gray hair. 51. This guy is subject 39. Black hair 5'9". Female. She is subject 40. That makes sense. Is that how they're paired? What's his deal? He has black hair male. So he is subject 35? Question mark? And parental consent obtained 42. Brown hair 5'6". I want to say 41, 42. Cool. All right. This chapter is way less offensive than the last one. Mostly everything in this chapter, like, actually works. And most of it's fun. I still just don't like... The storytelling is such a big downgrade from the last one. I mean, like, if the whole game was like this and we built off this network of characters, like, that might have been interesting. But we spent, like, so much malarkey, gosh darn time just, like, building the idol. Like, the idol should have, like, been in the game, like, incidentally. You want to fight? All right, deadbeat, give me your best shot. Oh my god, look at this animation. Unbelievable. Is that all you got? Pathetic. Look who it is. You got a problem? The hunter? The trials. So they're called the trials because they're like akin to drug trials, but it's just the crystal and the idol and whatever. So chapter 5 is the last main story chapter. Don't know what to make of that. Okay, we're gonna exit the game. Oh my god, the game only crashed once before the stream? What a bizarre, fortuitous instance of Rise of the Golden Idol, huh? Well, this has been fun, surprisingly. I maintain that... Here's my current working theory, is that I'm really of the mind that, like, different people wrote different entire chapters and may also have been directly responsible for structuring the puzzles differently. So even though I do think there's a consistent sort of downgrade to the way in which, like, the information is conveyed in the puzzles compared to the first game, like, there are little details. Like, there was, like, a lot of nuance to that last bit with the apartment building that made that really interesting. That you really felt like you got to know those characters. And, like, stuff like that, I don't know. Like, just, like, the characters, the scientists from yesterday, including, like, Eugene, like, I didn't care about any of that. I didn't care all that much about, like, the weird, like, triple fake of, like, the people involved in the heist for all the parts for the Golden Idol, the fake Golden Idol. I don't know. Maybe part of it is probably just I think the story's, like, worse. But also I think just the idea of the storytelling is worse. But I think that also has varied by whoever is in charge of the chapter. Because, like, I feel like the chapters that are trying to get cheeky and do things like jump around in time are, like, structurally inherently worse than the ones that aren't doing that. Like, we didn't really get that at all tonight, and as a result, like, there weren't these, like, weird arbitrary elements to the puzzle that were like, no, I, like, made this confusing for no reason with little to no evidence that would explain the correct order of this. Like, for fun, like, as a joke. It honestly, like, I was thinking about this last night going to bed, that, like, the thing that it makes me think of is the way that Somnium Files 2 Nirvana Initiative, like, plays with time. By which I mean, like, lies to you about how events play out in a mystery game where it's super important to comprehending the mystery. And then they're like, isn't it a cool twist that we lied to you? And it's like, no. It's never gonna be a good twist in a story or, like, a puzzle game that you straight up lied to me. That's not interesting. If, like, things are deliberately ambiguous and then you make it clear in a way that's interesting later, that's very different from you just straight up lying to me about how events transpired. So, like, yeah, there was definitely some of that like, really belabored the end of chapter 3, I guess it was, in this game. Now I don't know what to expect from 5. I think my baseline assumption is that it will be bad because most of the game has been bad. It is interesting though to think like I doubt that people in the credits of this game are credited for like specific chapter writing or something, but it's like there's a huge delta for me between like person who wrote chapter 3 and person who wrote chapter 4. One of them I'm like, hey, you had some pretty cool ideas and had to work with this interface in a game that wants to crash more often than not. If you wrote chapter 3 though, straight to jail, I'm afraid. Like, just you didn't do good, do not pass go straight to prison. Thanks for playing all the same. Thanks for being here. I'm glad people saw the hashtag SpiteGaming and were here to listen to me rant. I think I did a good job of ranting exactly the right amount at the start of the stream, and then I think we had a good time. Might have got a producer doing some writing, possibly. I mean, the thing is that like chapter 1 is like a little weak. Chapter 2 is like pretty bad. Chapter 3 is really bad. Chapter 4 is pretty good. So like tonight's experience is the only one I would truly describe as positive. And even that, I think like the overall changes between the first game and this one are kind of like a noticeable downgrade, which is unfortunate. Like at least like the thing is that at least in this case, chapter 4 is bringing new and interesting ideas to the table. Like it makes making the sequel worthwhile, even if the overall experience is a little bored because we like are working in this game engine a little outside of our means or whatever and causing it to crash all the time. Like the previous chapters like weren't doing that. They were like just reinventing the wheel but square so it doesn't turn. Like that's what I feel like we've been doing. And as a result, up to this point, I really didn't understand why we would have spent time making this game. Maybe chapter 5 will bring it all together. And then there's one DLC that's already available for download. So I think so there is a slim chance that next Friday's stream will be preempted. I have a kind of important friend plan thing that will happen on Friday. I don't think it's going to take into the evening, but I am not certain of that under the circumstances. Given what's going on, I think it may be important for me to be on call for that to like last longer than I expect. So that's a maybe. But we should be able to finish this game and the DLC before the start of July. And then the first weekend of July, there are no Vasco streams. And whatever time exists between finishing the DLC for this game, unless we get big mad, and that first weekend of July will be a new puzzle game that we'll talk about when we get there. It's not new, it's old. It's new to me, it's exciting. We'll get there when we get there. That's my filler plan, and I stand by it. For now, I'm really enthusiastic to call the stream before like 1:30 a.m. like we did yesterday. Of course, before we can end the stream, you must note that somewhere in the room around me, amongst all these plush friends, I've hidden some number of Squirtles. If you're able to locate a Squirtle hidden in this way, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. I encourage you to look around and see if you can figure out where I may have hidden a Squirtle. In the meantime, I'm going to give you a moment to think and enjoy some. I still got like half this juice apple. Been actual focused on the game because it's been actual. I mean, one thing, for those of you who have been watching through this game, I really want you to just briefly think about how much time we spent agonizing over like word choices in the like events tab that sort of encompasses the main crux of each one of the scenes in this game. Like last night versus tonight. Like tonight, spent like shockingly little time actually looking at the events tab. previous ones, oh my god. Maybe not the first weekend of July. Did I say something wrong? I feel like, I swear I said the first weekend of July is none streams, and then between that time and now is other streams. Did I say something different? It's late. Gengar Guess. Demolition may already have logged off. Demolition may have channeled the rancid vibes of Rise of the Golden Idol and just been like, the game is done. I shall vanish now. Sandshrew Guess. I think the Pokemon guess is a solid guess, considering I've been talking about the VGC Championship. Blue Circle guess? No, I mean, it's entirely possible I said it wrong, but I went to great efforts to try and explain that in a way that was accurate. I just don't want you to think that I don't understand what's happening the first week of July. I thought I said that correctly. All right, Demolition comes in with one. That's fine. Let's start. Start with Sandshrew, who does not have a Squirtle, but has one of our fabled, recently acquired, like Adventure Pals keychain, which does not want to face forward, is Jolteon. Sort of softly continuing yesterday's theme, our yellow friend has a yellow friend. Rainbow Magic. Gengar, up here on the desk. Gengar has a small Squirtle. And our blue circle has a large-ish Squirtle, a sort of medium Squirtle. I have some bigger Squirtles, but this one's not small. This evening's theme, I didn't know exactly how to call it, but I feel like the vibe is pretty clear. The theme is face body. Anything whose body is also its face. So like Jigglypuff, Coughing, Brown Bear, Waffle, and Gengar, though he has little arms, I mean, his whole body is face, really. So that was wanted to get some Pokemon on display, but wanted to do something a little cheeky this time around. Yeah, I mean, it's shocking to me that autocorrect hasn't learned the names of all like 1,015 Pokemon or whatever. Round Chonk is like really close to what it is, because I mean, basically everything with face body is round. Gengar's like kind of exception. He's a little more oblong than like straight round. Although Ghastly, his previous form, is definitely round and also big face. All right, I think that's all the TV there is. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this actually refreshing installment of Rise of the Golden Idol. I do plan to complete the game out of a sense of spite, even though I think most of it has been strongly disappointing. Like I said, Friday's a little up in the air. If it's off, I'll give you a heads up on the Discord. There's another one of those. But yeah, we got a little bit of time before the end of this month, and we'll finish this off. I got a little sort of like level-based puzzle game that we can use to fill some time as long as we're enjoying it. In the meantime, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves, and remember that you are clawsome.